And welcome everyone. We are back with this we are back just with this week's episode and back in general from our impromptu tiny week off, and we're back with Upon the Hexhamshire Moors. We are very excited to be here. Some of us have cats on our laps. It's a good day. It's a good day to be in, what are we, 1816 England?
Yes.
Barden's Mill in Hexhamshire. And I'm going to give it to Trooper to introduce everybody and ask his questions and all that good stuff. Because he's our
Nice.
facilitator for this evening. Hi, Trooper.
I am facilitating. I have facilitated. There has been facilitation. I'm sorry we were not here last week. I got hit by a car on my bicycle, and it just was not. It was a bit of a headache. It was not a moment. And I thought, before I run around and stir all the drama for these folks, I should probably sleep a bit. So I did, and now I'm back from outer space, and I just am here, and I see you with the same look upon your face, and I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key if I would have known for 1 second that we'd be back here in Hexhamshire Moors with me quoting disco. So I'm sorry, Lindy. What can I do? This is what happens.
Oh, you know my favorite cover of this is like a 1940s bop, so
It's so good, right?
it is.
No.
Yeah.
I do like some good strange covers, but I'm very happy to introduce to bring us back to the third episode of Upon the Hexhamshire Moors, a lovely good society Regency game campaign set in the north of England, the northeast of England, where we have some sort of old aristocracy and also people who died in mining accidents, which hasn't happened in our game yet. And anyway, so what?
Nothing. I said
What?
nothing.
Nice. And and we have an amazing cast, and we have had our first couple episodes where our protagonists, well, first we created our characters in our space, and we have some people who were very young and some people who are a little bit less young, Nugget, and not married, but these things are going to be taken care of, and we're going to sort of fix all those situations. We're going to sort of end up with our last 2 letters for our last cycle, and then we're going to move forward to a new cycle. But I would like to introduce each one of our players, and I would like our players, if you don't mind. I really like asking these questions because I find that sometimes they make people nervous, and I really like that for no reason. So I would like to introduce who you are. I would like you to introduce very briefly who your character is. And then I would like you to answer this question. When offered tea, does your character always drink it? Is there any kind of procedure your character does before they drink tea? I'm just curious about your character's sort of standard operating procedure when offered tea in a social setting for no reason whatsoever.
Mhm.
And technically the episode is called 4 Years Later, but I just want to call it 2 Weddings and a Funeral for reasons that you'll probably find out soon. And I want to start with Nugget.
Dear Lord. Okay. Hi, I'm Nuggetosaurus. I'm playing Harriet Sedgwick, excuse me. She actually does not go by Sedgwick anymore. Her last name is now what is it?
Altrincham.
Altrincham. There we go. I was just pulling it up. Altrincham. And she actually really doesn't like English tea because she spent
all that time in France.
All that time in France. So she doesn't drink it unless it's expected of her.
Mm-hmm.
And when she does a splash of cream and 2 sugars.
I'm going to note this down. For no reason, splash of cream and 2 sugars. Now, is that going to ruin your entire character's future? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. It's just tea. Although the English are very serious about their tea. So I can't say. But speaking of people who are very serious, Simon, You have a very serious character who's been brooding out in the moors at times. Who are you? Who are you playing? And how does your character drink their tea?
Hello, I am Simon at Wandering DM. I'm playing. Well, for everyone so far, we'll say Roland. We'll leave it at that for now. And there was a question about tea, and there was another question about something about being always serious.
No, I was just asking, who you're playing. You said, and now how does your character? And drink their tea. And I specifically when someone hands you tea, what do you do?
See, the problem is
yes,
coffee is so much better when you're a worldly person.
I see.
Who has traveled. You realize very quickly that coffee is superior to tea.
Oh my goodness.
Tea being just something that, in fact, isn't even English to begin with.
It's not.
But they do so love to make people believe that it is theirs. Oh, I never said that coffee was. I just said that coffee is not. How can I say? Hypocritical.
Native? It's not native to.
No, of course not. But
I mean, they conquered it, so I feel like they could just say it's theirs, like the Elgin marbles and all sorts of other things.
Well,
what?
Anyway, I like my coffee like I like my people, free. But otherwise, no. Roland would actually drink it because, for starters, this isn't something that he's lived in England for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He's had tea every afternoon. And it's never crossed his mind that someone could poison him with tea. First of all, I don't know why I'm mentioning this. I don't know why I'm saying this out loud. I know. But let's say that this is a thing that could happen.
I mean, theoretically.
But also I think he's kind of like where Simon was about a decade ago regarding tea, which is still trying out new flavors and trying to figure out which one I like best. So he wouldn't ever refuse one, even if he didn't know what it was, because it's good to try them at least once.
I am shocked, Simon, that you would think that I'd be wondering about poisoning. Shocked. Speaking of people
I'm just saying, if you want to poison Roland, he's not going to question it.
Sweet. I was just curious. Not that I was thinking about that, but speaking of shocking, whose character was quite shocking for some time, but seems to have settled down, perhaps. Yusai, tell us who you are and who you're playing, and how does your character take their tea?
Hello, I'm Yutsai. I'll be playing Charles Way, former hedonist, now careerist, though he's probably not too good at it yet, even 4 years in. As for tea, well, Charles Way was more of a partier in his time and has much more of a taste for spirits, alcohols, and the like. Good cup of beer. Now they switch over to careerist, however. He's learned that being able to stay awake or get up in the morning, dragged out of bed by Hattie on occasion, because he has a meeting that she told someone he would attend.
Yeah.
So coffee is very important, but he does know from both being good company and learning to be a good careerist that manners are important. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have the tongue for tea yet, so he just kind of just shoots it all down, whatever the flavor. On a personal note, jasmine for me, but.
Nice.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Nice. So this leads us to our last but not least player, perhaps the only one who may appreciate a good British tea done properly.
Would you like me to tell you about the tea I'm drinking at this moment in time?
Yes, but first you have to say who you are, and then who you're playing,
Okay.
and then your tea, and then how you take it.
Okay,
Your
wonderful.
standard operating procedure.
Yes. So I am Lindy, Laughter of Lindy, and I'll be playing Lady Violet Braselton. She is, noble lady in Barden's Mill,
Mm-hmm.
having a great life. Yeah. And my tea that I, Lindy, am drinking, is it's called the Imperial Windsor Blend. It's I'm not sponsored, but it's from Harney and Sons. They have very good tea. It's a tea that they've done for the Royal St. George Society in England. It's black tea with rose petals, and it's quite good. However, Violet takes her tea. Oh, this has just a little bit of sugar. That's how I drink my tea typically. But Violet, being nobility in the day, would have access to good teas. Because there's good
Yes.
teas, and then there's like teas. I think she takes her tea dependent upon the setting because she's used to having the really good tea at home.
Mhm.
Therefore, when she's invited to have tea at other people's houses, it might not always be the best of quality of tea, and you can taste the difference. So when she's drinking tea at home, I don't think she puts anything in it, or if she does, it's just a little bit of sugar. I think when she's having tea at other people's houses, she sees what kind of tea is had and then might doctor it up accordingly with a little bit of cream, especially if it's not as good. But imagine she takes all of her tea with a little bit of sugar and she'll add cream if it's not good tea.
Uh-huh.
Which, fun tea fact, green tea was more popular than black tea at this time.
A little bit of sugar and maybe cream.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to note here, for no particular reason, that you are a tea connoisseur.
Yes. Of course, I'm nobility in England.
I'm going to ask, does everybody know that you're a tea connoisseur? Is it well known that you know your teas?
I imagine it. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, the cream is a politeness thing. Because she's going to drink the tea. Because that is polite,
course.
and it's up her
course.
station. She has to be polite to some extent, unless it's just nasty. And that's an insult then, so. I imagine that she tries to keep that on the DL, but certain people know. Because she doesn't want to be
Interesting.
offensive, but if people see
Yes,
her putting
yes.
cream in their tea, being like, she thinks my tea is subpar. So, you know, I feel like certain people know that she's a tea connoisseur, but it's not, like, widely known.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. In which case, we should
My tea snob out of me.
we should begin. We are finishing our very first cycle
Mm-hmm.
of Upon the Hexhamshire Moors, and we have one last thing to do that we have not yet done. We have not done our last epistolary, which is that last moment where each person can do a number of things. You can this is where you write letters or receive letters from people, but because this is a much sort of long range, a tad gloomier sort of version, you can also write a journal entry if you like. You can describe a dream or a nightmare, or you may have a weather interlude, and each person gets 2. And this is the last things you get to do before we skip forward from 1812 to 1816. So at this point, we've not yet had our 2 weddings nor our funeral. Not just yet. And I would like to ask, who would like their first epistolary? And also,
I can go.
Always note, you can always pay a resolve token to receive a letter of your choosing, if that is your will. And so if you do not mind, I say yes. Simon, please write your letter. If we remember, you found all of the money that was meant, the insurance fraud that was meant to go and pay for the restitution, but was hidden away, and evidence that there wasn't, that Papa Chumley actually took out life insurance policies on all the people on that ship who then died and got a whole bunch of money that was being hidden. Probably, I mean, he's dead now, so he couldn't come back and get it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. And you took all of that, except that you in the storm, you left one of these sort of bits of evidence behind unknowingly, and you went away dramatically
Yes.
in the rain.
And I do believe that the first
Faked your
epistolary I'm going to that's going to be shown is just a quick peek from over Lord Brazelton's shoulder
Mm,
as he's reading a letter
mm,
that begins with my dear Lord Brazelton. And then the rest is kind of, out of focus, so we can't
Mm.
really see anything. But what is important is I will be there soon. And it is signed Captain John W. James.
Hmm. I have to message Becky really quickly. Just so she knows something.
Okay.
Uh,
Is it that she makes phenomenal faces when reacting to things? Because I would say so.
yes. Oh, I
Yeah.
misspelled that, by the way. Yeah, so a letter from a captain.
An
who's-
American captain.
An American captain who is going to be coming soon, at some point. All right, who's next?
I'll go next.
Hmm.
Now this is during our 4 years, right?
Yes, this is during your 4 years. Sometime within these 4 years.
Okay. So I would like a weather interlude.
Woo,
Ooh.
I'm ready for it.
It's so after she's married and her kids, her twins, are they're toddlers, so 2.5, 3 years old at this time.
Do you have twins?
Yes, I have twins. I think we talked about that last time.
And what are their names?
Oh shit.
Those are terrible names. Oh, and shit. Damn.
Yeah,
I must
I
not
mean-
really have
Yeah.
liked them.
Um
I'm sorry.
Oscar is
That's
one
the
of
O.
them. That's the O, and
Mhm.
S will be Samuel.
Okay.
Oscar and Samuel.
Yes. Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
So it's bright, sunny, cloudless day. Not too hot because it's England in the spring/summer kind of time. Hattie is with Leslie and the boys, and there is a checkered picnic blanket on one of the rolling hills with a basket of like some elaborate picnic lunch. And just over the next couple hours, you see them eating and playing and chasing the boys around, and just it's a nice, cute family day.
And Leslie, of course, has his cane, which I
Yes,
imagine
yes.
is like wooden. You know what I mean? Like one of
Yeah.
those really nice sort of
Yeah.
carved wooden ones.
And of course,
Uh,
I'm doing most of the chasing of the boys, but that's fine.
Yes. And I imagine at some point in time, perhaps, I imagine the boys love the cane and want to like run around with it and all of that.
Yeah.
because That's how that goes.
Yeah. At some point when like Leslie's sitting down, they steal it and are like sword fighting with it.
Yes.
The other's got a stick. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Who's the bigger one, Oscar or Samuel?
I think Samuel. Samuel is the older one, and he's slightly taller than Oscar.
Mhm.
Oscar had some minor complications with his birth, just some minor ones. So he's a little more prone to sickness. Not necessarily sickly, but
Mhm.
he gets sick more often than his brother does.
Yes. Oh.
That won't come back and bite me.
No, and I'm sure this really happy interlude where everyone is having a lovely time. Oh, and I imagine that like in this moment, right, as the sun is setting over Hadrian's Wall, Leslie puts his arm about you and you watch the boys run about and play Robin Hood.
Yeah.
And it is one of these sort of just perfect moments and
Yeah.
nothing ominous about
Ever.
at all.
Nope. Nothing bad will ever happen.
Did you actually read the direct message I sent you? Who's next?
I'll go next. Violet is going to be writing in a journal entry.
Ooh.
You see, she just found out about the death of Roland.
Oh.
And is a very sad girl. This is like sad girl power hour. In which she's just going to pour her heart out onto the pages of this journal. About how much she loved him and just how devastated this makes her, and that after this she'll never love again. Yeah, there's it's long, it's like many pages, but that's like the gist of it.
May I ask how many pages?
Oh, probably like a good 10. Seems like an excessive amount for just being sad.
Yeah.
Because they wrote really tiny back then, so
they did. Unless you had extravagant handwriting, in which case your first letters are, who knows what's going on.
That's
with
only
that.
the first letter on the page. So.
It's true.
Yeah.
About 10 pages of great and deep
Grief.
sorrow.
Yeah. Mourning.
May I ask-
That's how she's processing it, because she can't process it openly.
No, because nobody knows.
No.
Theoretically. I mean, some people do know, but you don't know that. I have a question.
Yes.
Are the pages
Oh, there's the tear spots.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Charles? You can also have your secondary characters write letters too, if you wish. Everything is open.
Yes, I would like to write a journal entry as well.
Oh, please.
Yes, it is in the midst of the first year under Hattie's tutelage, between dates with her new beau and Charles transitioning to actually be an active part of the business. He has found the magical organization technique that is piles of paper. And so one late night, he's just surrounded by his small desk, and there's different stacks of things, and he knows where things are, kind of, and he's tired. He wants to go home, but he has to finish some stuff. And he remembers that Hattie has advised him that he track his progress by writing in journal entries. So he doesn't lapse so easily that he hasn't changed at all, but he can instead look back on the months and the days and the weeks and see okay, so I've done stuff. I haven't just been here fiddling with my thumbs. So it's very, very much, I attended 2 meetings. They were very boring meetings, but Hattie said I had to be there. I do know how to do the books mostly. Our newest staff checked it for me, and I only made a few mistakes. And just kind of the slow transition from one lifestyle to another. You do see him pull open a drawer, and he does pull out a glass bottle and flick the cap off. Some habits are harder to kick than others, so.
I get to write one too.
Oh boy.
I am going to write a journal entry. It's going to be in Charles's journal.
Oh.
Yes, I'm going to write a journal entry in Charles's journal. You do these journal entries, so you write in this journal. But you notice a strange entry written in a very weak hand, perhaps as if the hand that wrote it has no physical weight. And it is on the anniversary of your father's death. An entry exists, and it says, "The High Sheriff, Lord Brazelton, has arrested me, and here I rot in prison. Undeserved. Alone, forgotten. I've been told that he has seized all of the assets of the Chumleys and holds them still. If I die here in prison, it will be of heartbreak and betrayal. Lord Brazelton was my dearest friend, and he betrayed me. How can he live when I yet die? Where is the justice in that? And who will avenge my death? And the ongoing shame that Lord Brazelton puts upon myself and my family. Son, will it be you? That's my journal entry. Who's next?
I'm not ready for my next one just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at
I
them
have-
going, what do I want?
I have a lighthearted one.
Please do.
So as part of a careerist, I do have a new connection named Samuel
Yes.
Crafton, a young 10-year-old boy who runs errands for me in return for me helping get his mother the medicine she needs. It's not like a do this for me, child, or you'll never see. No. It's very like I need someone to put in some legwork. I will use my connections so you can make sure we get your mother what she needs. But you need to like give me some work back. So it's a mutually agreeable but relationship. But he's writing a letter to Jennifer Chumley.
I have a quick question. Nugget, for reasons that I cannot discuss right now, and that are in no way ominous, would you like to take on good young Samuel Crafton as your side character?
Sure.
Great. Oh, not Samuel. Oh no, Simon's got him, doesn't he? Oh, Simon does have him. Lovely.
Oh, Simon. Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I'll get you
Yeah,
later.
Samuel.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Technically,
Perfect.
it's Simon's side character, though it's under my character. Does that
Yes,
mean?
yes,
Yes.
yes. Simon is playing that side character. Yes. Don't worry. I got you, Nugget. Don't
Does
worry
that mean I
about
have to choose someone else for a letter then, or?
it. No. Absolutely, it's totally fine.
Oh, okay. Well, all I was going to say is I thought it'd be funny if Samuel sent my daughter a letter like, "Do you like me? Yes or no?"
Oh.
I love that. Okay. I know that people still have to think about what they want to do for their second epistolary, so I'll do my second one.
Oh no.
It'll be a weather interlude
Oh no.
because Charles gave us this very, you give us this very warm and lighthearted one. So I'm going to give you one in return as a present, but it's not going to be lighthearted. It's going to be in a dark storm. Like it'll be midnight and there'll be storms coming in. It'll be a harsh rain. And this is 1816 is a very, very bad winter, as a matter of fact. It's called the year with no summer because the winter lasts and lasts and lasts is what they called it. And so the weather is terrible. And it's midnight and you can hear the rustling of the wind through the estate and doors slamming. It's cold and stormy. And in this interlude, there's a crack of lightning which illuminates a small hillock out on the moors down by that tree, that sort of slightly dead tree out near by the haunted barn. And you hear a wail, an unearthly wail, as if from the dead. And you can see, perhaps spectrally, perhaps not, in the distance, it's hard because there's fog, the image of your father wailing. Then he seems to be carrying perhaps chains. And you see him with these harsh, angry, tormented eyes. And he points towards the Brazelton estate. That's your weather interlude that I give for your dad.
What do you mean warm and fuzzy? That wasn't warm and fuzzy at all.
That's true, it wasn't. But you know.
I have one.
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna have a weather interlude.
Oh.
It's overcast
Mm.
in London. Violet is going to parties and events. She's mingling. She's making new acquaintances, making new friends, and trying to make difficult decisions because her father told her she had 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's going through high society. She probably goes on a little tour because she has the money to do so. London, Bath. Bath was very popular for parties at that time.
It's true.
York, before returning home after having made many acquaintances.
I forgot we might have 3 weddings and a funeral today. We shall see. We shall see. Because there have been indeed some deadlines. That's 2, Becky and Simon.
Yes. Mine would be a weather interlude. So I don't know,
Mm.
Becky, if you have something
I love the weather.
longer or I'm trying to find where the weather interludes are.
It's on the cheat sheets on the far right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
On the cheat sheet on the far right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
The
Okay.
cycle of play sheet.
They're in the I had it cycles play. There we go.
Yes.
Sorry.
Far right.
I was still in our
Yes.
Excel
both open.
spreadsheet.
Yes.
So
It's also there
this
under characters on the far right.
this is going to be a dawn weather
Oh
interlude.
no.
Oh, New Hope.
Because of
Nice.
course, because it has to be.
Oh, has to be.
Mm.
And so it is 5 a.m.
Dawn.
We are. Yeah, no, wait. Let me set the stage, please. 5 a.m., still dark and gray outside. We are in the Atlantic Ocean,
Mm.
soon to see the coast of Britain and the port of shit. Where's my Google map?
Liverpool. Or
That's a
Newcastle,
great
perhaps?
port.
It's probably going to be Liverpool, I believe.
Mhm.
Patty named one for children after that port.
It's true.
And so I think at 5 a.m. we would probably be around entering St. George's Channel.
Mm-hmm.
And or maybe, yeah, let's say it takes like an hour and a half. I don't know, something like that, to get to Liverpool. The point is, out on the bridge, actually by the prow of the ship,
Yep.
is are 2 people. One short-haired, 30-ish years old, early 30s year old man looking out into the ocean, trying to see the coast, maybe amidst all of the waves. And behind him walks up another person, a early 20s or mid 20s man whose role hasn't been given to anyone yet.
Mm-hmm.
But dressed in the typical Tuareg attire of the time. And so we're talking about, if any one of you have seen, let's say maybe The Mummy,
Mhm.
you would remember, shit, what's his name? I don't remember, but
No, that's
that-
Samuel. It's a twin.
that character. Yeah, no, but I mean, you remember what he looked like. So basically the blue turban.
Yep.
And the long flowy clothes that are beginning to be a little not that great for the weather up here. But still, he's just behind, like to his right, to the right of that other person with the long coat, and just watching the sea. And we'll just say to the other person, we're going to be in port soon. We need to finish packing up. And the person in the coat, Roland, will just nod and say, yes, I know. Just give me just the one moment. And he will stay on the prow of the ship, stay on the bridge until the sun rises in the west and the east. Jesus Christ, I'm bad. Rises in the east. And the moment he sees, at least like the first couple of rays, and the entire sky turns from that gray black to like the pinkish red hues of the early morning. He'll just nod to himself and whisper, half mumble, half whisper, I'm coming, Violet.
Yeah. So, Becky, it is you.
Yes. So I have been frequently in correspondence with the inspector with updates about who the hell killed my man and who's been, messing with my business.
Good old Inspector Gridley.
Yes, Gridley. It's been a couple, months since I've heard from him. So just a simple letter, just, I hope this letter finds you well. Are there any updates? We've been in frequent contact and now I haven't heard anything. What's going on, kind of thing. And she just really simple, sends it off and hopes for a reply.
There is one reply. Your ladyship, still experimenting and trying to figure out what we can. Well, one bit of a break in the case. I'm afraid your business manager his tea was poisoned. It was a very expensive gift of a somewhat rare tea that made its way to his office, and it was poisoned. And we don't know by who yet, but someone who knows their tea and can afford the best. I will continue to investigate. Yours, Inspector Gridley.
I think as she's reading that response, somebody comes to mind and she's like, no, they wouldn't do that. Of course not. No. She just kind of tucks that information away. And that's that.
Yes. So I believe we should fast forward to 1816, the year without a summer. This 1816 is also the year that our Charles must be married and have a son, or else Hattie will inherit everything. That was set up by your father before his death, as a means to encourage you to be responsible. And your sister was good enough to let you know about this other will. And so it is late January 1816, a terrible, terrible winter that, although you do not know it, will not end anytime soon. This weather, this winter, will go on, and surely that is no portent of anything ill. When we begin our first cycle, which will be a large group event, and that event will be a funeral. Lindy,
Yes.
I would like to offer you a resolve token.
Oh no! What are you gonna offer me a resolve token for?
Uh, I would like to kill your father if you don't mind.
Well, we did talk about that.
Yes, but that is a resolve token.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, great. In that case, I'm going to give
People
you
are
a
gonna
resolve
think
token.
I'm just like wanting to murder family members left and right if they watch me in games, but like Don one point was like, yeah, but like kill your kid, and I was like, okay. So I'm just, I guess it's all game.
You said yes, so you may take a resolve token.
Sure, I'll take that resolve token.
I'm going to also note a couple of things before we finish this transaction.
Oh, okay. I already checked the
one,
box.
Please take it.
Okay.
But one,
Yes.
if this is a pivotal moment for you that might change your fortunes, you may always claim it now.
I would say yes, that would, because now she is parentless. And she did have a very good relationship with her father.
Yes, but now he's dead.
So sad.
I know. Before we go further
She
at
will
this,
never
because,
love again. I'll be happy.
I do want to ask you if you want to negotiate anything. Is this just yes, or would you like a yes and in here?
What would I yes and?
Well, I don't know.
Well, obviously, it's a matrilineal line, so I'm now the lady of
Yes,
and
of
I'm now the
course.
lady of the Rasselson.
Oh, he was murdered, by the way, your dad.
He was murdered.
Well, let's just say he died under mysterious circumstances.
How? What is the mysterious circumstance?
He started wasting away.
That sounds mysterious.
Yes, just because he's the picture of health, your father.
He was.
Yes,
The picture.
indeed.
If you looked up health in the dictionary, his picture
There'd
was
be
right
him.
there. Yeah.
But he like just sort of got iller, more ill and more ill, wasting as if
Tragic.
he were poisoned.
Oh no.
Just for example,
And
as
I
if he
wasn't
were poisoned.
wasting away. That's so
You were
bizarre.
not wasting away. You stayed the
Dang.
picture of health.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, if
yes.
anyone can think of an and, I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm open to and suggestions.
And it was tea.
And it was tea.
Of course, it
you-
was tea.
And you killed him.
I would never murder my father.
I wonder who did.
Wasn't me.
Interesting.
We had a great relationship.
You can say that, but you do. Well, we'll get there. The rumor and scandal phase, won't we? So yes, your father, if you'll take that resolve token,
I will.
dies.
And that fortune point.
And but now, if you're going to take this fortune point,
Yes.
if this is a pivotal moment,
It would be
for
a
you,
pivotal moment for her, yes.
you must now tell us, make the prediction of the fortune that may come from this.
Oh.
And you don't know if it will or not, so be bold. How might this long-term future?
This long-term future. Well, I could put a positive spin on it, but it's probably a negative spin.
It's a
not
fortune,
a good benefit. It's not a good life-changing event. The thing is, she's now the lady of the estate, so that could be a positive spin, is that she will
Yes.
endeavor to live up to her father's and mother's, her deceased parents' standards. I think we'll do, because everything in her life is negative right now. Let's do a positive fortune, is that she will live up to her family's reputation as lady of the Brasselton.
Her family's reputation. Your family's reputation is quite good, unlike some other people's family
Yes.
reputations.
Yeah, she'll live up to those standards, because it's a long line of Brasseltons.
Yes. I like it. This is now a fortune that may or may not come to pass. Would you like to make it more specific in any way? Like, will you increase your wealth? Will you how will you how do you feel like your fortune may shift because of this?
Oh, that she's really going to dedicate herself to managing the household and the affairs, because that's the last thing she has in life. I like how you went dark with that, but you're like,
Yeah. I like it.
yes.
And so we shall open. And by the way, people who are wondering, yes, people can die in this game. You just have to ask. And if they say, I will take that resolve token, you're like, there you go, dead. So we will begin. We will open up for our first scene, a big group scene.
Yes.
And it will be...
Is it Lord Brazelton's funeral? I just need to know.
It is.
1 second.
It is.
Keep talking.
It will be Lord Brazelton's funeral. A man, the High Sheriff of Northumbria. A man who would be seen riding throughout the whole area, surveying the land. A good fencer, a good father. Becky, you no longer have that side character. We'll get you a different one because that one's dead. Surprise. But who mysteriously wasted away. And is now dead. And as everyone gathers in the snow on the estate, the Brazelton estate, for this funeral, I would ask each one of you to describe how you look and who you are standing with in this moment. Let us start with the now Lady Brazelton.
Yes.
How do you look 4 years later?
She's definitely clad in all black. It's a funeral. But also, her year of mourning starts today, because that's how long you have to mourn a parent in the Regency era. So she's ready for it. She was already in mourning, but secretly. Now she can openly mourn. I imagine she's a bit more gaunt. A little bit thinner. Before she had like some slight, plumpness to her face, being nobility and all that, and that was the preferred figure. Now she's a little thinner, maybe a little too thin. Like she hasn't been eating well over the past few years, but or maybe she's just really busy. Dark circles under her eyes. She definitely looks very, very sad. I'd say those are the biggest differences. And she probably carries herself a bit more reserved and quieter than she
Is your
used
husband
to.
by your side, I imagine?
Oh, of course he is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Where
I
else
imagine,
would he be?
Oh, I don't know. I imagine he's right there by your side, your husband. Yes. Oh, Violet. Let me see. It does not seem as if your husband's name is here on your sheet.
Should I put it? Should I replace my father with my husband?
I just crossed out your dad. Yeah.
Okay.
Please replace him.
He's just-
Please do.
He
Please
took
do.
so much delight in crossing out my father.
I did.
Do we want to leave him there dead and just make him a new one, or should we replace
Yes.
my father? Okay.
I'll just cross him out so that you
Oh,
know
so that we know. Okay.
that he's dead and that you're sad. Mhm.
Yes, there we go.
Lord Leopold Rafferty.
Yes.
Age.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, like 68. That sound good? 60 something? He should be 60. He should be old.
71.
Oh, 71. All right. Yep.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good old Lord Rafferty.
Yep.
71. Negatosaurus, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
Would you like to play Lord Leopold Rafferty?
I really would. Give me all the old men. I will play all of them.
But he's even older, though.
I love it.
The next time, you just got to keep going older.
Nope.
Yeah, just go old. Yes, Nugget, that's you. Our good husband now. 71.
71. Yes.
Yes. Does he collect stamps? I'm not quite certain. Something very exciting like that.
Violet trying to cash in on that retirement home money or something.
All right, let's see.
And may I ask, what is the vibe between you two here at this funeral?
Oh, I imagine that Lord Leopold Rafferty, he's old, so he naps a lot. And I imagine it's that this funeral takes place in the afternoon, as most of them
Yes.
do. So it's around his nap time. So he's probably like dozing off. He's probably trying not to, but he can't help himself. When we're sitting down, like for the service, and he's a big old bookworm. Like he's very much like into the reading, which is great, intellectual, but also very boring. I imagine there's not a lot of he likes that he has a young hot wife, but he's no, the vibe's awkward. It's
May I stipulate that he is extraordinarily wealthy?
oh, is he really? I had no idea.
Might I?
Oh, sure. Yes.
Thank you.
He's very wealthy. And
Nugget, are you okay with that as well? That he's super wealthy?
I feel like he was widowed like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mourned quite a while, I imagine, and people talk.
I thought you were going to say widowed 5 times.
That would be exciting as well.
He could have been. He's had
find
many.
out.
Maybe he's had like 2. Well, maybe I'm like his 3rd wife, and he's just because he's so old, he could go through a couple.
Oh
of
man, we're gonna have
marriages.
rumors and scandals coming up really soon. I'm so excited.
But yeah, so I imagine that the vibe between them is like he's not a bad guy. He's just really dull, and he's
That's what
very
you think.
set into his routines. I imagine
Mhm.
he's one of the because old people typically are
Oh.
very set into their routines, and so today's a routine breaker. Mm-hmm.
May I ask you a question?
Yes,
no,
you
I'm not
may.
gonna ask a question.
Oh,
I'm just gonna put
please.
that in the rumors. Just put it in rumors
Oh,
and scandal. Just
okay.
gonna put it in rumors and scandal.
Oh,
I don't need to
please
ask.
do.
Just gonna make it a
Yes.
rumor.
I love
Um,
it.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's it. I think he thinks of Violet as a pretty but still young thing.
You should make sure you put that in the sheet.
I am. I'm putting it there.
Please do. Charles.
Because I am like 50 years younger than you.
Yes.
How has Charles's appearance changed in these last 4 years?
He's definitely more put together. Beforehand, he didn't really care how he presented. His mere presence was that which instilled fun and enjoyment and entertainment. But now he understands, like, you sit up straight. Don't just spread your legs carefreely, both in the bed and out of the bed. It's not polite in either sense.
But it's fun. But go
It
on.
is fun, but business needs to come first sometimes. Some habits are still hard to shake. He's kept his hair long as a bit of a remembrance of who he was, and it is definitely a memorable feature, which is very useful in the world of business as well. So,
Mhm. And do you have anyone attending with you this funeral?
attending with me,
Mhm.
goodness. I know bringing my daughter would be good for appearances, but I know funerals are boring.
Yes, they are.
She is older now. She's 9.
Oh yeah, she's
Or
old,
probably like
9
8.
years old.
She's probably 8. Oh, yeah, no, 9 because it's been 4 years.
She's 9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know what? Yeah, I feel like it would be a good experience for her, and she may not understand what's going on or its significance, but it might help with a dour atmosphere that there's children there. People will
Yes.
die, but we were all kids once, and we'll have kids who will then have kids, and the cycle continues.
May I ask you a follow-up question?
Of course,
Is Sophia St. Clair with you?
Sophia St. Clair. It's kind of left that NPC to be kind of, well, that's not good. I left that NPC out just kind of like possibly to come in as a troublemaker. So really, she could be a meddler who decided to show up. After all, she did want Charles to be more responsible, and now that he is, that's a big draw.
Mm-hmm. And going to inherit the company and everything.
Well,
Maybe.
maybe. Well, I guess as far as she knows.
As far
I'm
as she
assuming me
knows.
and Hattie have kept that bit of the will close to our vests.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that's nice to see her there.
Mhm.
Hattie, Do you feel the same way that it's nice to see Sophia St. Clair there?
Not even remotely.
How has Hattie's appearance changed in these last 4 years?
So Hattie is she's the mother of 2 3-year-olds at 31. So
Yes.
she's starting to get, just very faint wrinkles. Her blonde hair, she's got some that are more, maybe they're white, maybe they're just like a lighter blonde, I'm not sure. She is much more relaxed looking. Even like in the funeral, she's very what do I want to say? She's kind of come into her own because she might be a social pariah, but at least she's not an unmarried social pariah.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. Leslie is with her.
In uniform, I imagine.
Absolutely. The boys are not bringing 3-year-olds to a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she's just she looks good.
How close is she to Violet?
I imagine over the last 4 years they've gotten pretty close. She would absolutely be at Violet's side essentially whenever the husband's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Hattie would be there instead.
Yeah.
She's been very melancholic over the past 4 years. It's real weird.
Yeah. It's Hattie's been worried. Hattie's been worried about Violet.
I also believe, as the vicar begins to speak, the casket currently is closed. It had been open earlier, but it is closed at the moment. We'll probably open again for people to sort of drop in the flowers and respects. But at the moment, it is closed. But I imagine this is when we have a visitor from out of town arrive in Barden Mill. I imagine this is the moment when our hopeful young American captain arrives at the estate. Right now, in the middle of a funeral, I imagine is the best time.
Yes.
For an arrival of a new member, a new person. What does your character look like, my friend? It has been 4 years after all.
Yes. And since then, he has, so Roland has, tried to stick to his, why did I put that on my finger? My cat had that in his mouth. It's all wet. Roland has gotten like this, for lack of a better word, method acting thing, down to a T, where he's lived as Captain William John William James for the better part of a couple of months already. And so he would look the part of a military captain. Normally would have his hair, cropped short, almost not shaved, not buzz cut, because this wasn't something back then, but was kept very, very short. And whereas he used to have longer hair. He has this like 5 o'clock shadow at the moment because of how, he just ran from Liverpool, and was driven to here, in a straight line, didn't stop for anything. So he's still wearing the sort of long coat he was wearing on the boat, which is basically like a sort of a trench coat, but also as a, sorry, there's a fruit fly and it's bugging me. But that also works as a raincoat to not sully the very nice white shirt, black vest. He has a black bow tie and wearing these fashionable but practical army pants, the kind that you would probably wear like on a parade more than on the field. So he's not dressed impeccably for, let's say, a funeral.
But he probably didn't know
But-
there was a funeral.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting it. And so sticking to his role as well, he will stay at the back of the crowd, will not say a word, will wait until all of this is done. He probably got in mid-ceremony, so he didn't quite know who died at first.
Yeah.
But the moment the name, Lord Brazelton is uttered by the celebrant, his heart shatters. And I think everyone hears it
Ooh.
in the deafening silence that is just, you can feel the energy of people.
Yeah.
There's just all hopes and dreams were dashed.
What does he look like? Got that little 5 o'clock shadow. What's his hair
Yeah.
color?
What was his original hair color? I think it was supposed to be light brown.
Mhm. Is he
Give me
still
a
quite
second.
handsome?
He is still quite handsome, but in a more slightly rugged way.
Yes.
Because he did spend a couple of months in both. So he was in Mali, so he spent a while in the jungles of Mali, but also in the Sahara Desert. And, for someone who used to almost, quote unquote, be like a pampered artist, having to live the life of, they call themselves explorers, but,
Yep.
Of a colonizer.
Yes.
It kind of forced him to, like, he's a little bit more broad-shouldered, lost quite a fair bit of weight, might look more muscular, but it's only because of the weight he lost. He's not necessarily, more athletic than he used to be. But having to, sleep rough in a tent on the floor most of the time, having to walk, dozens of miles a day to get to like other destination from one village to another or what have you, that sort of shapes a person. But also the fact that he needs to sell the part of an army captain. Yeah.
Yes. I'm just letting somebody know.
Sure. And I think due to his not necessarily the lifestyle he led, but something must have happened. I'll figure out the details when I get there. But he has like an almost semicircular scar under his right eye.
Dashing.
But not quite a dueling scar. Like, it could probably pass off as that. I don't know how he would have gotten it, but it's probably due to like him falling down and opening his face up on rocks or something.
Weird fish hook accident or something. There's all sorts of things.
Yeah, he was like, what? Piranhas here? That doesn't exist. They're supposed to be in the Amazon. And then, there was just a worse. Maybe he was attacked by a hippopotamus.
You probably wouldn't have survived if you were attacked by a hippopotamus, sir. You would be...
Yeah, but think of how epic he is now if he survived.
You'd also probably have, like, crushed bones. You'd probably be, like, really bad off. Like, hobbling
You know
along.
what? I'm going to spend my fortune point.
Resolve token. Resolve token.
No, because the fortune can make me do anything I want, right?
I'm just saying, hippos are worse than alligators when it comes to
Oh, yeah, no,
survival
they are
rates.
monsters.
They're terrible.
But-
They kill a lot of people.
But yeah,
every
no.
year.
It probably is. The scar will make him look more interesting, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But in accordance to my lifetime desire, this is a scar, not a scar that is real in any way.
Yes. I believe we had someone would like to use someone's negative reputation tag. Yusai. I believe you said you wanted to do something about this, yes?
Yes,
You're going to make
yes.
an offer.
Yes, I feel like a new character needs a memorable entrance. So, and the captain here has ascribed the grief that struck him. So I feel that in that sense, he should strike out in grief in some way, whether that be causing a scene, drinking to kind of like a roiling mass of public degeneracy, throwing fists or tables, or something along those lines.
Something inappropriate.
Yes,
something
of course.
Scandalous.
Eye-catching is definitely what I'm going for here.
He's
above all
American,
else.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, I think. Okay, you want me to do something that will attract attention
In a negative way, yes.
Yes.
in a negative way.
And I'm using rapscallion.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So you make clear rapscallion.
Oh, I
with
make
this-
clear it. I thought you were giving me a new
No.
reputation tag.
He's triggering it so that
Okay.
this will cause you some trouble, but you can get rid of that tag.
Okay.
I'm doing you a favor. No.
Yeah, no, thank you. I will remember that.
Don't like the way you said that.
Look, the text says I will remember that. You can read it however you want. I think Roland had brought on himself, in his hands, he's carrying this very expensive bottle of whiskey that he was going to gift to Lord Brazelton as like a welcome, we're finally meeting face to face type thing, without really knowing what Brazelton's reaction was going to be. So it's both like a way to maybe bribe him, as a way to be polite, except as this the ceremony goes on, there's probably a lull in the speech, and you just hear the shattering of glass and a muffled fuck as this unknown gentleman is now looking at a very bloodied hand as he squeezed and shattered the bottle in his hand. So now whiskey, poured all over his coat. He smells like alcohol. He's bleeding. He just says he said a very bad word that is probably nothing to British ears anyway.
It's inappropriate.
But it's still inappropriate, and thus leaves immediately because, bleeding hand.
I imagine one of the help would probably try to escort you out since they don't even know who you are.
No, that's it. I think he will leave with a Maston. I still need the pronunciation on that name.
May I ask, when the help tries to escort you out of Butler, most likely, do you voluntarily leave or do you try to tarry? Do you have to be escorted out with a bit more emphasis, would be my question.
I think not at this time, though. Because of the bleeding thing. It's mostly more of a give me medical attention.
Yes.
But he has now made a mark.
Rather than escorted out, you're probably escorted elsewhere for medical attention.
Yeah. He will try to make the help bring him into Brazelton Manor, though.
But the answer is no, because this is a negative reputation tag, so it goes against your interests. So you don't get to go in there.
I
know.
You
try.
But I try.
And
so now the help also knows. Yeah.
Yeah. They know that you're trying to get in, and they're like, "Who are you?"
And that I'm important, and Lord Brazelton was.
And you're also drunk and violent and
Whatever
inappropriate, and perhaps also even American. What is that?
Ew.
I know.
So many bad reputations all of a sudden.
Colonials.
And the vicars goes, I'm sorry for that stranger in our midst. too many strangers in our town recently.
I imagine everybody looked at you when you yelled fuck and
Mhm.
broke it. Did any of us recognize you?
That would be a resolve token to recognize, I believe.
Ooh. How sad would I
Mhm.
want to be at my dad's funeral?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say no. I think not. The dramatic tension would be more fun to play with.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
think.
I'm going to give it a bit.
Oh,
more
does
time.
Harriet want to recognize him?
I mean, how great would that be that
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one who recognized? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait, but oh, I want it.
All right. Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna wait.
Okay. All right. Let me see if there are any secondary characters who may want to know, might want to recognize,
Ooh.
because that is a possibility.
Some of them wouldn't be able to recognize him. Others might be able to.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe my daughter's a genius and just
Maybe.
instantly knows.
Oh.
Oh.
I have a question, Simon.
Hmm.
You know who's here right now? Sophia St. Clair, who is French, of a family of a notable reputation, and of course someone who has been a patron of the arts and seen quite a few shows back in France in the day. I would like to offer you a resolve token if our Sophia St. Clair might recognize you. Also, Charles's ex-wife. They were only married for 2 weeks.
I'd
What
say
a-
yeah.
Please take a resolve token.
What a wonderful 2 weeks, though.
Yes. And I don't know how you feel about each other, since it was only a 2-week marriage, and then they got divorced for reasons, Anyway, yes, so she notes you as you are escorted out. And the vicar says, "Oh, well, I'm so sorry about this. We'll have to begin this. Lord Brazelton, High Sheriff of Northumbria, was a great pillar of our community. He kept us safe, all of Northumbria safe. Whoever could walk in his shoes, whoever could be the next High Sheriff is unknown. Surely there's no one as brave as he." And Lord Jill just sort of like squares his shoulders.
Violet doesn't laugh. I laugh.
Mm-hmm. But we do know that his daughter, Lady Brazelton, while not following in his footsteps as Lord High Sheriff, will follow in his footsteps and in her mother's footsteps as Lady Brazelton of the Manor, who will keep our community safe in her own way. And we know that she has had much grief, but she has also found joy in marriage to Lord Leopold Rafferty. And we know their days will be long and their lives together will stretch endlessly. And we hope indeed that sometime there will be young little Brazeltons to bring joy back into her life. Because when a father dies, a daughter should immediately have children. And that will only give her joy. And we are only pleased that she did not catch the illness that her father suffered from. At this moment, we invite people to step forward to speak of their memories of Lord Brazelton and to give comfort to Lady Brazelton in this her time of mourning. Who shall step forward first?
I had a quick question.
Yes,
Can I invoke my own negative tag?
you may indeed.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Let's invoke. This is just the most negative funeral.
I'm
Let's
starting to figure out how to
all-
play this game. I'm just,
Oh,
it's like-
yes.
I'm just gonna cause a ruckus, just a giant
Oh.
ruckus.
Love it.
Yes.
Uh,
Tell me how
Oh.
this is going to work against you, my friend.
well,
Hashtag.
I'm going to cause a scene in the end. So if someone wants to have like a normal, like,
No.
Brazelton, wherefore art thou Brazelton? You can go before me, but effectively, I'd like to invoke my careless tag, which is just a fun tag for very generic purposes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Would you perhaps, for me, invoke your passionate instead?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
What I had
For
in mind
me.
was effectively I wanted to give my my heartfelt condolences, but then kind of edgewise into, but he wasn't always right. I mean, and then kind of bring up the matter of my father.
Oh.
Yes,
Uh,
please. I would love that.
Yeah. So
I would
instead of
love that.
careless about the situation, I will instead go into a more passionate.
Yes.
As I hear a distinct
Yes.
murmuring in the crowds, like, no, listen. Brazelton was human. We're all human, and humans make mistakes. My father was a good man, and
Whoa.
despite what any of you may think,
Charles.
no, you don't interrupt me, sis.
Oh, well,
Look,
this is.
and just continue on in that manner for a bit.
Patty's just like, oh,
Hattie, do you try to stop him?
yes, absolutely.
I'm going to ask you a question.
hmm
Would you like a resolve token?
No.
I will offer you a resolve token for you to be unable to stop this, but it's going to be bad for you, yes? Because if I offer you the resolve token, it's not going to be good for you. So
No.
I would like to offer you a resolve token in your attempts to get him to stop, that you knock the cover over off of the coffin.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to do it. I have to. Yes, I'll accept it.
Please take that resolve token.
Oh, Jesus
Good
Christ.
Give
on you,
yourself a
sis.
resolve token.
That's who we are, the chumleys that could be.
Just the
Should she
constant
be at
embarrassment.
3 now because she hasn't spent any so far?
Have you?
'Cause we
and
get,
you've not.
we get 2 at the beginning of the next cycle.
I didn't
Is
think
that
we did.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 1 now.
I
Okay.
refresh, but you all don't refresh.
Oh, cool. I just had a
Right,
bunch
right.
that I
Okay.
didn't use from last round. Cool. That's all.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes. So
Cool.
paint the picture for us.
So Charles starts doing this, right? And Leslie, or not Leslie, well, yeah, Leslie. He kind of steps forward to try and stop Charles, but like I put my hand on his arm and I'm like, no, I've got this. He's my brother. And I go up and we kind of just start arguing back and forth. Hattie being like, no, you're wrong. Our father was a shithead. Like, obviously she doesn't say it like that, but
Right. But our father loved us and worked every night for our sakes. How could you say that?
how can I say that? Have you, do you not remember what we went through?
What
What
we
he
went through
did. Yes, what we went through. What this town went through.
is minuscule compared to the burden he put himself through to raise us.
So the death of all of those people is minuscule to you.
The deaths were an unfortunate incident.
That could have been avoided.
Patty, seriously.
Charles, seriously.
And with that gesture, the cover over the coffin falls away. There's like a really nice image, like a silk, like a
Oh.
black silk sheath, and it falls away. And on the inside of the coffin, it's like white silk. Written in red, scrawled is traitor, betrayer, and revenge.
I imagine Violet just falls to her knees at this point.
Yes.
Yeah. Just.
Is there a body in there?
There is a body
Okay.
looking sallow and wasted away, dare I say, poisoned. But I mean, really, it was just a wasting disease. But someone has gotten access to that coffin and put down their thoughts about Lord Brazelton.
We didn't close it that long ago.
Charles unconsciously reaches for the pocket that he has the ripped out journal entry from that one night.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In kind of the wildness that's happening right now.
Yeah,
I
Violet
think
at this point was restrained crying, and I was just
no, it's
sobbing.
outright sobbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Leslie kind of steps up because he's a sir. He knows kind of how to control a
He's
crowd,
knight,
kind of thing.
yes.
He steps up. The very first thing he does is he shifts Hattie away from the coffin, be like,
Yes.
get away from that. That's blood. Like no.
Yes.
And then
I'm sorry. I think this is actually when Lord Jills also steps, because the minute Leslie steps up, Lord Jills has to also step
of
up.
course,
So
of course.
shown
Yeah.
up. So he
Yeah.
just pushes his way into the area as well. Not
Yeah.
really doing anything
Just
quite.
Just
Totally,
just
yeah.
making himself known. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
I'm here.
Leslie
Everything's under
will
control.
exactly. Leslie will start ushering people out and getting
and imagine
the vicar
Violet
to
sobbing woke up her husband, who was probably
Yeah, he's like,
snoozing.
"Ugh.
He's like,
Ugh.
"Ugh." Yeah.
What did I miss?
No, everyone, it's all right. It is I, Lord Jill. We'll take care of this. Clearly, there's been some sort of
No comfort.
terrible situation here, and I will. And he just kind of steps in front of Leslie, and I will sort of take care of this. This is and he sort of goes to Violet and takes her hand.
This married woman.
Yes, and it's like.
I had a feeling not marrying him, he'd do that, which would still make him a delicious douchebag.
Yes.
So we still
Yes.
get to enjoy his douchebaggery, and I say enjoy
Yes.
lightly.
Yes. And he's like, I'm sure your husband is not able to physically help you out of this situation. And he just sort of takes your hand and starts guiding you.
And Leopold's like, yeah, thank you. And
What
he,
a nice
he,
young
She's
man.
a little
Slowly-
hysterical. Please.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
please take her away. And he slowly eases to his feet and kind of creaks a little bit and he very half-heartedly, no effort, whatever,
Yeah.
kind of helps Leslie in ushering people out.
Yeah, and I imagine that as Jill's helps her up because she had fallen to her knees on the ground, she starts to go towards the coffin first, and he has to be like, no. Yeah.
I like to also
She
imagine.
probably doesn't even realize who it is at this moment. She's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
deep
Yeah.
in
I
the
like to
wells of
think-
sorrow.
Charles is staring at the coffin, and there's
Yes.
the organ music is
Mhm.
rising in the back
Yes.
of his head,
Yes.
and it's just
And
whether it's
probably in the
a
scene, try to drown.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
it's like vindication almost. He isn't hearing things, he isn't seeing things. This is real.
May I feel like there's a question that might be on your mind right now, Charles.
Mhm.
It's about the writing in the coffin.
Do I recognize it?
Would you like a resolve token? I will give you a resolve token, and this resolve token is going to not come from my personal stash, but from your father's stash.
Other stash.
Why does father have a stash?
It's
all-
rightfully ours.
No.
All secondary NPCs have 2 resolve tokens that if you control them, you can spend.
He's supposed to be dead.
He might still be dead. But I would like to give you a resolve token from him if that handwriting matches yours.
Ooh.
I don't think. Well, that's the thing. I don't mind it if it matches Charles, but I
Yes.
don't want it to have actually been Charles.
Perfect. But it will match Charles.
Does Hattie recognize the handwriting? Because she knows Charles' handwriting.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But please take that resolve token. Charles gets a resolve token. The handwriting matches Charles. I wonder who would know what Charles's handwriting looks like. Certainly your sister does, but I wonder who else. Weird. Well, that resolve token came from your dad. Interesting. So yes.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Damn it, Dad.
Yes, the handwriting looks like Charles's, who just had a huge scene right in front of that whole coffin, and there's a whole thing. suspicious.
Oh, wild.
But how do you see it? But that's not the only thing you see.
Oh no. So
As
much
if-
is going on right now.
Mhm.
As everyone's being like sort of led out, you two are still up there.
Yeah.
You see in the crowd a man that you recognize,
Oh.
Inspector Gridley, who for some reason happens to be at this funeral
Mm.
and just
Have
sort of
I-
gives a nod.
Okay. I've met him before, right? Because I
Yes,
went
you went
to
down to
check
London.
out.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And so you've met him before.
Okay, so I think Hattie is able to play it off really well because there's a lot going on right now. But I think she is surprised. And are these circumstances of Lord Braselton's death known to her? Does she know that he was poisoned, or that it looks like he was poisoned?
Nobody knows that he was poisoned. All that people know is that he was quite healthy, and then within about a month or two, he wasted away very, very quickly.
Okay.
So
know
for
that-
a resolve token, Hattie could know that.
Yes, she could.
Ooh.
For resolve token, she could know. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Without a doubt. That's an easy one. Like, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Or I guess you could burn well connected to like know the doctor
Yes,
on a
that
personal
too.
level.
That too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, you can do your
Okay.
positive tag. Well connected will also do it. I.e., you know the doctor, and the doctor would let you know. And you know, yes.
On a quick mechanical note, since I have
Yes.
3 tags and that allows me to have one of those cool abilities for my sheet, if I burn one and go back to 2, I lose the ability, right?
That is correct.
And the ability being my connection, do I still keep the connection? They're just not like loyal to me like it says?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
But you can always get them back. You know what I mean? They're here now, right? So they're always
Right.
here. But they may not be as loyal necessarily.
And I think I will use my will connected to after the fact. So obviously I've seen the body now. I think after the fact, while I'm talking to Inspector Gridley, Inspector Gridley, I would be like, let's go talk to the doctor. Let's see what's going on, kind of thing. And that's when I would find out. I would like to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
How about for that well connected?
Mhm.
The body looks the same, not like the same, like as if the body of the
Effects look the same
effects, the
as
effects.
as my manager. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And Gridley, at your prompting, at noting this, would say, well, Doc, I think you should perhaps see if you can get Lady Braselton to agree to have her father's body tested for poison. Mercury, lead.
I think that's something that I might be able to help convince her to do.
It will mean delaying the burial, but if he's been poisoned, I just came here to say that I did some further investigation on that tea. Quite rare, only can be purchased in London. Very exclusive, and I checked down Mum, who had ordered that poison, that tea. And bit unclear, but the crate of that tea was delivered to the Braselton estate. To one Violet Braselton.
It was delivered, but was it ordered by her?
Well, that's who it was ordered by. That's what the manifest said. I know that you are indeed, after all, a good friend of hers, so I thought I would tell you, Mum, that the receipt, the order, the man who took the account said that it was a Lady Braselton was ordered on her behalf by her help and sent up there to be delivered by coach.
That is concerning. I know Violet she's very particular about her teas, and that's absolutely something that she probably would have ordered. But she loved her father dearly. I can't see her being the one to do this. So I understand you can't rule her out because all options, but I think perhaps someone in the household other than her might be a better place to start. I can't see her doing this. I just can't.
Could I tag your negative reputation tag, my dearest Violet?
Which one would you like to tag, good sir?
Fickle friend.
Whatever would you tag that for?
I would like to offer that perhaps our dear Hattie, because of your fickle friendness, you have backstabbed people before. This marriage was sort of out of nowhere, a little bit strange. I would like to tag, if you do not mind, if both of you don't mind, that perhaps our Hattie, although she protests that Violet would never do such a thing, that perhaps she has doubts.
Oh, sure, that sounds juicy. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm okay
Yes?
with that if you're okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Clear that negative
What's a
reputation
little
tag.
fickle friendship between us two friends?
Right. Yeah, so
Yes.
she like to the inspector, it's 100% Violet would never do this, yada yada yada. And then as she's talking, Violet remembers the estate
Mm-hmm.
and it being given to Roland.
Mm-hmm.
And she remembers when they were kids,
You
all
have
the
it back
little
now.
yeah. all the little things that, you know, were kind of a little underhanded that Violet did because, you know, we were kids and she was the only child, so she was
Mhm.
you know, used to having things her way kind of thing. So
Yeah. Hey, Violet, can I ask you a question about your
Yes.
skills?
Oh, sure. Yes, my skills.
Yes,
Certainly.
I just want to know. You said you had very good penmanship, yes?
I believe yes. She writes very
Yes?
tiny at times. Yes.
Are
She
you
has
good?
to. She's a lady.
Of
Who
course, yes.
She would have been
So you're
smacked
very
with a
good.
ruler if not. Yeah.
Right. So your penmanship is excellent.
Excellent penmanship.
Did you practice your penmanship a lot?
Oh, penmanship, embroidery,
Mhm.
anything a lady needed to know.
Yeah.
She was probably forced into repetition despite
Yep. Yeah.
any protests
Yeah.
the lady doth might have.
And I imagine Hattie knows all this about you, yes?
Mhm.
Yes. Just a question, because you grew up together. You were friends.
Yes.
Yes. Are you good at faking people's handwriting?
Ooh. You know, I don't know if she's ever tried.
Have you? Have you? Have you?
I don't.
Have you?
I don't
Could
know if
you?
she's ever tried.
I
If
mean,
she wanted to, she possibly could, I would say. But I don't
Yeah.
think Violet has ever tried to.
Uh-huh. Are you sure? I'm just asking because I bet Hattie would know if you had done. From the
Yeah.
back when you were youth, you know, young.
Young. She did leave Harriet did leave when Violet was quite
Yes.
young.
Yes,
So,
yes. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
why would she need to? She was the highest ranking person in town.
Sure. I mean, I don't know
True.
what kind of things you get up to. Really, who does know what kind of things you get up to? And how
That's
people
a
might
good
have
question.
doubts.
Yeah, I would say she most definitely could. Her penmanship is quite good, but I don't think she has ever. She's never needed to. 'Cause
Yeah, well, as far as we know.
as far as we know,
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
she's fancy. If she says she
Yeah.
wants to do something, that usually happens.
But I will say, Hattie, if somebody could fake somebody's handwriting, I bet she could.
it would probably be her.
And she
Yeah,
does know your brother's handwriting.
she does.
Oh well, it's just weird. And the inspector was like, "Well, if you don't think she would have done it, I would never want to cast aspersions on a lady. That sort of thing is like not so good for one's reputation, you know. If you know what I mean."
Yes,
As a-
I do.
That's the thing about people who run towns. They can get away with anything because, after all, they run the town, and I'm not even in this jurisdiction, Mum, so I would never accuse her of anything at all. But I just wanted to let you know that the tea that poisoned your business manager was ordered by Violet Brazelton, according to the shop, and delivered here. And a second The reason why I came up is because there was one that was stayed down here and one that was brought up here, and I think it looks like Lord Brazelton was perhaps felled by this concoction.
I can't think of who would want to kill both Lord Brazelton and my business manager. That they're not really connected.
No, well, let's see. What could connect them? Well, motives. With Lord Brazelton out of the way, Lady Brazelton becomes Lady Brazelton and
Right.
is able to do as she will. That business manager was looking out for your affairs, was he not?
Yes, he was helping me with obviously the business, but also building up the restitution fund for the villagers here.
Yes. Well, from what I've heard, Lady Brazelton swooped in like a heroine and raised all that money instead. Perhaps she wanted to keep all of the glory for herself. I imagine you owe her now, do you not? She returned your home to you and she paid that restitution after yours was lost.
Yeah, so I definitely feel like I owe her, but she's never expected anything and never asked for anything either.
I'm sure. Yes. Well, I'm sure she wouldn't. I just want you to be careful and safe because when I found out that the tea came up this way, I thought perhaps there might be a murderer in your midst.
And so it seems that you were correct.
Also, do you want me to look into that strange captain?
Oh, please do. I don't understand why he was here. I don't. He's American. What is he even doing here?
I don't even know. Well, I'll look into it.
Thank you.
I should find out if he'd been in London some time ago.
He did show up right when we found out about Lord Brazelton. It's awfully convenient.
Indeed. We should find out if he has any... You should find out if he has any skills with teas. No one knows what Americans could be up to. They could be up to anything.
They're really good at throwing it in the harbor.
Yes.
Do Americans even drink tea anymore?
I don't even know.
Tragic.
Yes. Well, I'll look into it for you, madam.
Thank you. And I'll speak with Lady Violet about testing. Yes, testing her father for poison. We'll see how that goes, and then we'll go from there, I suppose.
Yes. And he sort of like tips his hat.
Yeah.
And like nods to the doctor and heads out, leaving you alone with your thoughts. Charles, what do you do?
Oh, I walk over to Hattie and say, "Oh, sis, you dropped this," and I pick up my monologue token and I hand it to her.
God damn it!
Oh! That's the best ever.
You're on fire tonight.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Jeez. Okay. My business manager was murdered. Lord Brazelton was murdered.
You're gonna need a lot more fingers.
Yeah.
That's what. Just never mind.
Wendy.
I'm so sorry.
I'm monologuing here.
So sad. It just popped out. Carry on. I'm sorry.
Okay, so business manager, Lord Brazelton, some random American shows up and has some kind of hysteric fit in the middle of a funeral. Possible poison that was ordered by Violet and delivered, apparently, to my business manager and her father. Did she drink any of this tea? Well, she couldn't have because she's perfectly fine. And this husband of hers, where did he come from? Why is he here? He's exceptionally wealthy. Everyone knows that he does not hide it. He's not modest about it in the slightest. It's not like she needed money. well, that I know of. It's not necessarily that we talk about our business together. And I think her mind just keeps going and playing, and it kind of builds up a little bit of suspicion and distrust for Violet as it goes, kind of thing. And she's very unsettled. Very unsettled.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to ask if there's anything else we need to do before we go to break and return with our reputation.
Oh,
I think Charles, after he goes after passion, you eventually you lower, and then he kind of realizes what he just did, and it's like, oh no. Turn over and see Hattie like kind of juggling 10 different thoughts at once.
Yeah.
I have no idea where my daughter is at this point. Father of the year.
Father of the year. She's probably playing. She's probably like found things to play with in the Braselton estate.
I imagine Leslie like offered her some random thing that he saw that he knew she would like.
Yes, absolutely. Leslie is probably what's the word? Herding children.
Herding cats.
Yeah, herding cats.
Yeah.
We got her up on his shoulder.
Yeah, and I go over to casually pretend I didn't do anything just now. So what do you say, sister? Let's go home for lunch.
Oh, I say, should we go to lunch at ours or yours? Your state's somewhat gloomy.
Wait, who are you?
Leslie.
Leslie.
Oh, Leslie,
Here,
looking good, man.
Oh, thank you.
How's the leg?
Well, in this weather, it's not so good. It's I always feel it when it's about ready to rain.
Is it about ready to rain?
Yes.
I hate the rain.
Perhaps we should go to our state then. I am not comfortable leaving the boys alone at this moment.
By the way, Hattie, I have some papers I need you to look over. Something, import taxes.
All right. Just can it wait till tomorrow? Is it urgent?
Oh no, of course. I'll send a young Samuel over to yours.
Perfect.
Can I use one of my resolve token for something?
Absolutely. What would you like to do?
So you remember how Roland tried to go to the Braselton estate and was refused?
Yes.
I think I'll spend my resolve token to have it so that instead of the Braselton estate, where it's going to be that other estate, what's the name again?
The Chumley estate?
Chumley, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The haunted manor.
The haunted manor.
But let's say it was the closest.
Sure. Yes, absolutely. They are pretty close. They're very good friends.
And
they were.
And I'll be in like the parlor when they get in. Like I want to be near the entrance.
Yes. Oh, that would have to be then not the Chumley estate, but the Atherton estate. The Altrincham estate.
Altrincham, yeah.
Yes.
You want to cut us off, right?
Yes.
You want us to run into you?
I want you to run into me. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Second
Do
one.
you accept this resolve token?
Who's it being offered to?
Who will be? Well, it's the Altrincham estate, so I imagine it would have to go to Hattie.
Yeah.
Unless it really disadvantages someone else more, but I feel like yes.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Please
I want
trade
drama.
And also you only have one token left, so I felt like it was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I imagine while this happens that, God bless, Lord Gilles is trying his best to comfort Violet, and she hates it. She hates it so much.
And
like several hours later, Leopold comes up and he's like, "Oh, you're still crying, okay?" And he gives her like a pat on the back and thank you so much, kind sir. But I think I've got it from here.
Yes, well, I am going to. I imagine I can count on your support, Lord Rafferty, for me to become the new Lord High Sheriff.
Oh, that's certainly a possibility, but I believe that responsibility does fall to Violet to determine.
Oh no, actually, it would be the Duke of Northumbria, but everyone's good word will help.
Yes. You handled yourself well today. I will definitely consider it.
Oh, and he just leaves you his handkerchief as he gets up and bows to you both and heads out. Excited about being the head.
But Violet, dear, if you're going to continue to cry, could at the very least you do it in your bedroom, please.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll have the servants bring you up some hot soup and tea and the like. You're welcome. And he gives like another pat on the back and then just kind of like gently pushes her away. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I have.
And then we cut back to
Yes.
the drama.
Yes, as young as our little youngling, you know, our Jennifer, our good old Jenny, and Leslie, Captain, you know, Sir Altringham, and the Gishvista, the siblings. Neither one of them, Chumley, are all heading back to the estate, and there is the captain in the parlor of your estate being wrapped up by probably your lady's maid.
I think Addie's very taken aback, but she's in society. She knows how to react. So, good afternoon, sir. Can we help you with something?
Oh, howdy. I'm a little bleeding at the moment, but where are my
Don't-
manners?
Stop moving about. Gotta go fix it. Just move, keep your hand still. Just
Aren't you the fellow from the funeral?
I am. Captain James, Captain John William James.
Well, nice to meet you, Captain.
Pleasure to meet you.
Well, pleasure is all mine. And this is Amistan, my bodyguard.
He's quite
aid.
tall. Ooh.
Good afternoon.
That I don't know who's role playing him right now, so whatever.
Well,
He's silent and mysterious for now. He's just
Ooh,
like
yeah.
Big
arms
burly.
crossed,
Yeah.
brooding in a corner. But you have all my condolences for the death of Lord Brazelton. I was actually coming to speak with Mr. Brazelton. I mean, the Lord
Oh,
Brazelton.
you had business with Lord Brazelton?
Indeed, I had. But I feel, and Roland looks at his hand, I feel like that is going to have to wait for multiple reasons right now.
well, you have to wait because you know he's dead. Be waiting a long
Yes.
time before you can speak to him. Don't
Thank
move
you,
your hand.
Margaret. Exactly.
And I know about that. I'm not going to present myself to his family or his relatives or what have you before this situation. He tries to move his hand again to point to it. Before this is resolved, you know. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch your names.
Apologies. I am Harriet. What the hell is my last name again?
Altringham.
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 I'll get it eventually. I'm Harriet Altringham. This is my husband Leslie, Sir
Hello.
Leslie. My brother Charles Way, and
Nice to meet you.
my niece Jennifer Chumley.
Played by Lindy.
Played by Lindy.
Well, nice to meet all of y'all. I apologize for the little scene earlier. It was
A big
It's quite
scene.
well, I understand that Americans don't quite have the same sense of decorum as we British, so it's probably to be expected.
well, I mean, we certainly ain't as uptight, but I know how to conduct myself during a funeral, and
Apparently, you don't.
well, that's the thing. I didn't expect the bottle to break like it did. It was a present to Lord Brazelton.
Do you know him well?
We had corresponded via letters for a little while there. I was actually eager to meet him in person for the first time.
What sort of business did you have? And he just sort of like stands closer to Hattie. Just, what sort of business did you have with Lord Brazelton?
Oh, it was about his daughter. I feel like I can't really share any more than that for now. I don't really know any one of you, so I would rather speak with maybe Mr. Brazelton's attorney or his lawyer, or whoever's in charge of his estate now.
That would be Violet herself who's in charge of her estate.
Oh, this is how it works. Okay. I wasn't quite sure how things were handed down in the old country.
Right. And I'm not quite sure what business you have with Violet, considering one, she's a married woman, and two, she's dealing with the death of her father.
Indeed.
Which is why it's going to have to wait a little before I speak with her, I guess.
About a year. That's proper.
You remember the sound of the bottle shattering?
That is our...
this is my inner monologue
here.
Right now.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I do have a monologue token. Oh, I dropped it. Would you like to pick that up?
Well, I mean, if I pick it up, the only thing you're going to hear is glass shattering. That's the only thing.
All right,
Glass shattering, 5 minutes of awkward silence.
Yeah. There's probably just glass shattering and then the cry that Darth Vader yells at the end of...
We all went for the arm raising at the same time. I had a quick question though, Simon.
Yes.
Would you say your mentor could recognize you even in disguise?
I did say that
Yes.
Anselm could.
Yes.
Because they had taught me everything.
And Anselm is here.
Right. I think it might be interesting since I'm the one. I'm not sure since it's your connection, but I'm the one role playing Anselm.
Which means you've got those 2 resolve tokens for Anselm, by the way.
When you say you, do you mean me or Simon?
Yes, you. Yes,
okay.
you. So you have.
I would like
tokens.
Anselm to be privy to this conversation for a resolve token.
Yes.
And perhaps kind of understand your intentions.
Simon, do you say yes?
Oh, yes.
Take the resolve token. Now, I need to know how Anselm is overhearing this conversation. Has Anselm infiltrated the household and is working as staff? How is this happening?
I like to think Anselm is like a master of disguise, but it's really just kind of like putting him a hat and a mustache on, and he's just like in the background.
Yes.
And he's just walking past with a cart very slowly.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
Oh, I should say they are technically they them pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And like you have to Leslie is clearly suspicious of this American and whatever this is all about, and is just sort of staying close to his wife, and is gives a look to Charles to see what does Charles think about all of this.
Charles has a sympathetic look on his face. As someone who used to be a pleasures and passions, he can understand having a very raw emotional response to certain events, memories, and people. So he's much more inclined to give this captain the benefit of the doubt. He's smashed more than one bottle in his time.
Do I notice how on edge everyone is? I can understand grief, but it feels like the way Leslie is acting, they're more suspicious of me.
Yes. Now, that's because you left before the body was revealed. So you don't necessarily know why that is, but there's clearly a weird vibe going on, right?
Okay. Yeah. So then I will ask, pardon me for prying, but I know I am sort of an outsider to all of this right now, but y'all seem like you've seen a ghost or something. You're kind of a mite scared of my presence here, but I have to I have never met or seen Lord Brazelton before today. In fact, I have yet to see him again. I have yet to see him, period, I should say. But is everything all right?
Hattie kind of like, when he goes, you look like you've seen a ghost kind of thing, just makes eye contact with Leslie and just gets that they're on the same page with this.
Because there have been some rumors about,
Yeah. And then I think she shit. Okay. Margaret, thank you very much for cleaning our guest up. Thank you.
Oh, I've got to bring in when somebody comes in and gets bloody and whatnot. I've got to go and help out. That's what a good Samaritan would do.
Yes, I do appreciate it. Do you mind taking Jenny and going and checking on the boys for me?
Yes, Mum.
Thank you.
Come on now, you little Jenny. Come on. Come on, Jenny. And
But I've never met an American.
oh, you don't want to meet Americans. They have 4 heads. Let's go.
Fine. She like.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
Once
Definitely stairs.
Yeah. Once the my lady in waiting and my niece are out of eyesight and out of earshot. Not much longer after you left, there was an incident where it was discovered that the inside of Lord Braselton's coffin had been defaced, and it looked like as if he had wasted away by non-natural means.
Would you know anything about that, Captain?
Sister, brother-in-law.
No.
He was just the precursor to all the events that unfolded. I think you're, for lack of a word, ganging up on the man a bit too much. He's probably as much shock as we are, and he's bleeding.
And there are some things that I need to speak with you about, particularly Charles.
Don't let me keep you, any one of you.
Captain.
Yes.
As of one soldier to another, do you have a place to stay?
I'm afraid I don't currently. I thought I would stay at the Brazelton estate. Lord Brazelton was going to offer me some guest quarters or something. Maybe a servant's house on the property. I'm not quite sure of the details. We were supposed to hash them out.
Yes. Servants' quarters would not be appropriate for a captain. My dear, would you mind if we allowed this guest to stay in one of our guest quarters?
See, I think Hattie
This would
before
be
kids.
a resolve token.
Yeah. Okay. I want to offer a
Please.
resolve token in kind of like counter resolve token. I don't know.
Or just negotiation.
Yeah.
Activated my trap result.
My trap card. No. I would like to offer I don't know if it'd be an inconvenience for him though. Hattie would suggest that he stay with Charles. And the reason why is because of her kids. She does not trust this man. There's too much going on.
Yes.
She wouldn't want him in their house, even in their guest quarters.
Wait, so my kid's okay, but yours aren't?
Yes.
Well, I imagine Jenny spends a lot of time with us.
That's
you-
fair. That's fair.
Charles, would you like this resolve token instead?
Well, I mean, technically, Charles is on the captain's side. He believes in full-heartedly.
is true.
As someone who got
That
a
is true.
second
That
chance
is true.
technically at the
That
career,
is true.
I'm all for the captain staying with me. Now, whether
Yes.
the captain can keep his identity a secret, while he's with me,
That is fair.
Well, that's another question.
That is fair. I will take that as a no, and he'll say, "Well, I suppose if," and I think Les will just get the look, and he'll be like, "Well, I would say that our state is a bit full at the moment. We do have guests. Would you perhaps, because I imagine that your ex-wife is not staying at your estate, Charles, because that would be inappropriate. So I imagine she's staying at our
Definitely
estate
here. Yeah.
because of you just can't have your ex-wife with you
No.
alone, unchaperoned.
And I
That would be-
imagine Hattie hates it.
Yes, imagine he hates it.
But it's proper
Yes.
to allow it.
So perhaps it would be best if Charles, if our good captain stayed with you.
I mean, I'd be up for it. Little Jennifer could come stay with you for a bit, Hattie.
Of course. She's always welcome here.
What
She
say you,
does-
Captain?
She does love watching the boys.
She
What say you,
does.
Captain? I've spent many a nights before reforming, as my sister would say. I could tell you quite some wonderful wild stories.
I'm sure an American would enjoy them.
I'm certain I will enjoy your stories and your
Company.
friendship. Was
Don't
going to use another term, but then I realized, Simon realized that this was very much a double entendre at that point. So
Oh, that's why you say the double
That's
entendre.
you always go with the double.
no, because
entendre.
Roland would make sure not to
Yep.
in this
Oh.
instance.
That's
Ah,
fair.
You're thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, don't you worry, Captain. I don't bite.
Oh, I don't know if you've heard, I don't know
Much?
if you've traveled through, but Napoleon's carriage was captured at Waterloo and is now being displayed at Bullock's Museum in London. If you have any chance to go down and travel that way, you can see some of our military history.
Would you said Bullock's Museum,
Yep.
not Bollock's
Bollocks,
Museum?
no.
No, Bullock's. Bullock's
Okay.
Museum.
The
I
Balls
don't-
Museum.
Bollocks Museum.
He's not pulling my leg.
No,
Is
no,
what
no.
I'm.
It's actually true.
I might actually go to London and see the sights, as it were, at some point. I'm fairly certain. I'll then again I'll wait for this. Can I try to move my hand again? To
Yes.
fully heal.
Oh, yes, you probably should not be traveling by horse with that hand. But I'm sure my brother-in-law will take good care of you. And then whatever business you have with Lady Brazelton can wait a bit.
I'm certain it can wait so long as I have a roof over my head in the meantime. I appreciate.
Hmm. Well, I will let Charles take you to the estate.
I guess so. Rain check on lunch then, Hattie. Leslie.
Yes.
Of course.
And I will be sending those important documents with young Samuel tomorrow. So just
Perfect. But if you would like, why don't both you and the captain come for dinner tomorrow and we can
Oh.
discuss business afterwards?
wonderful idea. As also with wonderful important business, we do have the matter of the end of the year that's coming up that we should probably
Prepare for.
yes.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yes. Captain, naval captain, ground. What was your specialty?
Simon has to check real quick.
Pulls
I
up the
have
pocket of notes.
another result.
I was this captain. Captain of shenaniganery.
No, but it was in the it's because what was it back then? I mean, I guess it would have been on the ground, like ground forces.
Yeah, so you've been army,
Like first infantry.
Yeah,
or
it would have
something?
been army.
like a good
Cavalry.
infantry or a hussar, depending on whether you were like a mounted or not.
I don't think he would have gone with mounted, if only because Roland did not do that much horseback riding.
Oh,
And he did take, like out of game, he
Yeah.
did take the role of a person who had
Yeah.
disappeared.
right.
And so he would have found someone whose,
Yeah.
skills he could
Yeah.
potentially mimic.
So artillery, infantry.
Infantry, artillery would require knowing certain things about engineering
Yeah.
that he does not know.
Well, where did you serve then?
I was actually stationed. I don't know if you've heard about.
France. Yes, I have.
I loved WoW.
No,
My favorite country.
Wow. No, we're in 1816. Right?
Yes.
So he
Just
was.
finished the War of 1812.
That's
Love
it.
that.
So it was during the War of 1812. He was stationed the border of what is it, Georgia and Florida.
Oh, I see. Oh, so you are fighting against us then?
Well, I mean,
Interesting.
it was war.
Yes, as if I remember correctly, we burned your White House down, did we not?
Oh, I do remember that in the papers.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. Oh, yeah,
yes.
we're British. I forgot.
Yeah.
Oops.
What happened?
You should
All
be,
sorts of fucked up.
you should count yourself lucky that I was actually in the Napoleonic Wars in France rather than off in the New World.
I mean, war is messy business wherever we are.
Yes, well, perhaps we should talk more about it in detail at some point.
Actually,
Yes.
why not?
He was fighting in Florida. He was actually probably fighting Spain.
And yeah.
Yeah, because the battles in Florida were against Spain, but I mean,
Spanish.
Spain was allied
Yeah.
Allied,
with.
but you were fighting Spanish
Yeah.
troops. There was
Yeah,
no
yeah.
British in Florida at that time.
No,
hardly.
no, that's it. And then so very quickly, I was stationed there from 12 to 13 for only a year and a few months, and then I left to go to Mali.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, there was a need of a certain specific skill set by the French crown over there, and
What sort
found
of
myself being.
skill set?
Simon is quickly reading. Roland would explain basically what he saw when he was there, which was essentially, I think it wasn't even colonized back then. Yeah, I think no one went there. No, it wasn't. So it was only
Exploratory.
it was exploratory. Yeah. So
Yeah.
forget
You
the
fought in
part about the
Florida, you
French crown.
survived
My bad.
jungles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Forget my my thing about the French crown. Yeah, basically the with explorers and actually British explorers and Scottish ones, and just helping them through the jungles of what is that river? The jungles surrounding the Niger River.
So you're some sort of explorer.
Became one as I needed to be.
Did you have much experience trekking through, hostile terrain over in the Americas?
Florida.
Well, less in the less on the continent. Let's say the New World is rather tame if you compare it to what I had to endure in the Sahara Desert.
Interesting.
Well,
But
interesting.
I mean, let me not bore you with all these stories right now. Maybe perchance we could have a dinner sometimes, and
Yes,
we can
indeed.
swap. We can swap war stories.
I mean,
Yes.
while me and Hattie talk family business, the old soldiers can catch up and compare. What's the phrase? Battle scars.
Stars? Yes.
Perhaps. Well, come, my dear. We should see after the children. Charles, you'll take care of our guest.
Of course, and please expect Jennifer tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, if you wish, she can just stay over with us tonight.
She's here
Yes.
currently.
That is true. We didn't pack anything, but she's been over enough. I bet she's left enough
Oh,
here.
we
for
have
a
her
long enough
dresser.
stay.
Yes.
Oh, you were always the responsible one, sister.
Jenny, what have I told you about eavesdropping?
Who? What? I can't hear you.
Please go back to the room with the boys.
And Selma's also there, just like
Yeah.
just like one like higher up on the frame.
Like
In the
Scooby-Doo.
background.
Yeah.
Eavesdropping. And I think
When-
that we have that sort of like people dissipate, yes?
Yeah.
Mhm.
When Leslie and I are out of earshot from them, I just kind of just do, like the backhand hit on the arm kind of thing to Leslie, offering to let him stay here with the
Well,
children.
I was trying to be polite.
There's an extent to our politeness with the stranger.
Yes, yes.
Thank you
Well,
for diverting, though. I do appreciate it.
Does something seem off about him to you?
Yes.
Besides the fact that he's an American.
Well, I mean, that in itself should be
Yes.
enough. But there are some things I have to tell you about the inspector's here. I don't know if you saw him.
No.
And I spoke with the inspector and the doctor, and I tell him essentially everything that was told to me. And I do it where I know we will not be overheard, because Hattie's familiar and she knows that the staff like to eavesdrop.
Yep.
Especially my niece as well.
And before we go into reputation, I think Leslie would say, an explorer who's been through the places he's been would probably know poisons quite well.
Oh, come on.
You're not wrong.
We'll have to learn a bit more about him.
I think
And
he's coming for dinner.
but with that, we're going to have to do our reputations, my friends.
Yes. You said you were going to
Yes.
have a break before we did our reputations.
Yes, we
Yes.
should do our break.
But
I know this is the
Yes.
choice.
I know.
We're ending soon.
at this
Oh,
time,
Are we?
Yes.
I don't know what
Yes,
time
we
it
are.
is.
We are.
Okay, well
we
then
should
let's
probably
just go.
do it. Yes.
Just go. I'll just wear
Okay.
2 shirts for this whole stream. It'd be fine.
As well you should.
It's
in the
only
heat.
90 degrees in my house. It's fine.
In the heat.
Well,
All right.
80 degrees. Feels like 90. Let's do it.
Let us
Let's
do
go.
our reputations, and I want to start with Simon.
Yes.
hi.
Yes. So your reputation criteria, my friend, you get a positive tag if you've acted in service of duty or morality in a way that compromised your desires, or acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so, or made a sacrifice or denied your own desires to uphold the values of your place of origin.
No, not yet. I would say, depending on how long he's going to wait before talking to Violet, he
Maybe
might
next
gain a
time.
positive tag out of it. Yeah, but not right now. Not at the moment. He's
about your-
contemplating it.
Yeah. How about your negatives?
Oh,
Act-
wow. Yeah, I have one.
Yep. Okay. Give it to us, because
Uh,
I know what you did.
Yes. So I think with everything that's been happening, the reputation could very much be murder.
Ooh. Yeah. Do it. Or how about violent?
Ooh,
I
like
was
violent.
going to say violent loud
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
So
As a
let's go.
soldier, It's
Yeah.
probably probable that you killed. You have that capacity as a person.
Yeah,
who was in
absolutely.
the
Yeah.
military.
Yeah.
I don't even know what. I need to figure out what Roland's reaction is to like blood and violence.
Yes, especially
Ooh.
now.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of people causing scenes at funerals,
I just realized I
Charles.
used my negative tag, and now I'm going to get another negative tag because of it. So,
you know, but you can think about this. You did, but you might also get a positive tag out of that as well.
true, but I don't think I acted in service of duty or morality in a way that compromised my desires. I pretty much followed
Okay.
my desires the entire session.
Yes.
I did not act in obedience to society's conventions, despite considerable hardship in doing
Yeah.
so. And I did not deny my desires or make a sacrifice to uphold the family name. I guess
Yes.
maybe you can twist it and say, like, I broke my sister's trust in order to
Oh,
protect what I
yeah.
consider the family name. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a stretch.
I think that, I think you could say that. I think you could, right? That you were trying to uphold your family name. So I think you could get a positive tag for that.
Okay.
How does everyone else feel about that?
Yeah, sure.
You were very
Even
passionate
though-
about it.
Even though you're wrong, I think you
No,
get the
I'm not,
positive tag.
sis.
You're
Shut
absolutely
up.
wrong.
I'm going to my room.
Fine.
So what would be your new tag?
Well, the old tag that triggered that event was
Yeah.
passionate, which
Yeah.
could be a positive tag.
Yep. Yes.
Could be. That'd be
One's
fun.
not coming to mind, so I'm just I think it might be very thematic for it to just move over one.
Yeah. I think that's good. Negative.
Acted in a contravention of society's conventions.
Yeah.
Acted on a desire in a way that compromised your duty and morality.
Yeah.
Shamed or embarrassed the family name.
Yeah.
I think I'm 3 for 3 there.
3 for
Yeah.
3.
What tag would you like for that?
Delusional might be a good one because I'm going against
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
the
Love it. I
established
love it.
fact.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think delusional's excellent. Speaking of causing trouble at the funeral, Hattie.
Yeah. So I did not act in service of duty or morality in a way that compromised my desires.
Mhm.
I did not act in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship. Excuse me.
Did you
And I-
not? You did try to stop your brother from doing his
That's true.
That's
passionate
true.
speech.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
And that was a bit of a sacrifice on that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was hardship and it wasn't
Yes.
unconsiderable.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll accept that if y'all accept that.
Yes.
Yes.
I wouldn't
Um,
if I didn't suggest it. So
You deserve it.
Yes.
What tag though? Positive tag.
And you can always use your positive tags as resolve tokens, basically.
Right. I think
Ooh.
redemption, like redemption's not like
maybe
a
like
positive tactic, but
cool-headed.
oh, I
But,
like.
but
I
also
like,
you defended the people, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
did
So maybe there's something about like a,
for the people.
for the people, something like that, perhaps.
Okay. I do like the steadfast.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with steadfast for the
Mhm.
people, but steadfast.
Yeah.
And then the other half is acted in contravention of society's conventions.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
Acted on desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality. Kind
No.
of. No.
Well, no, I think it's mixed
No? Okay.
right.
Okay. Yeah.
because you have duty. You have more than one duty.
Right.
That's what I would
Allowed
say.
others of lesser rank to talk down or treat you as inferior. No, I did not. But I did act in contravention because while I defended the people, I also did so loudly, and I may or may not have knocked open a dude's coffin. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I am going to put
Loud.
that's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah.
Loud, like
Yeah.
I was doing the right thing, but loudly and not
Yeah.
properly. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll go with loud.
Which gives brazen's a good one. Oh, you sigh.
Ooh,
You sigh.
Brazen.
good
You've got
such
fire
good-
tonight.
You're on fire.
I'm gonna go with brazen.
Violet.
That's me. Hi.
It is you.
Yeah. Okay. Positive tag. If you acted in the service of duty or morality in a way that compromised your desires. I think so. Acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship in doing so. Made a sacrifice or denied your desires to uphold the superiority or of your rank. I don't think I did any of those.
No.
Was getting
Negative
married
tag. If you
count?
acted in contravention of society's conventions. I don't think I did.
No.
And acted on a desire in a way that compromised your duty and morality. I don't think I did. Allowed others of lesser rank to talk down to you or treat you as an inferior. I think I just cried a lot. I think
and cause trouble for later.
yes,
Yes.
future troubles. I
Yes.
think Violet got nothing. She just was a very sad girl. She had her sad girl power hour.
Yep.
What about Giles escorting you away? Does that count?
Oh.
Lord Jill's, he is of peerage as well, though,
Yes.
and my husband did consent.
Yes, that's
Mm.
true. That's true.
So
Yeah. All right. You know what this means?
if he hadn't have asked my husband,
Yes.
I think that would have been yes, but he
Yeah.
he did, and my husband was like, yeah.
So before I move on to rumors and scandal, I just want to ask: did anybody get a pivotal moment in this space?
I did.
just
We
wanna- I
we
know-
already put it down.
I know you got one. I just wonder if anyone else did as well.
Because my father's dead. I'm very
I
sad.
don't think for me right now.
I
Okay.
had a scene, but I don't think it's a pivotal moment.
All right. In which case, my favorite: rumors and scandal.
I have one.
Please, why don't you start? Because it makes me happy.
The captain, right? That guy that came in at the end of the funeral there, yeah.
Yeah, what about him, yeah?
I've heard you saw what he did to his hand with that whiskey
No, I did.
bottle.
Yeah.
Just the violence of that man.
Oof.
I heard
Yeah.
just, from some of the Braselton staff that they saw him lurking around earlier the week.
Oh.
I also heard he might have murdered him, intending to murder Lady Violet's husband instead.
Ooh.
What?
Ooh,
He just
yeah.
murdered the wrong person.
You're kidding me.
No, I heard
Yes,
that too.
No, you can't be serious.
No,
So
seriously.
I don't think I can quite believe it, but I mean, how can you not? How can you just make something like that up?
I mean,
I think you're all acting a little too much. I think the good captain is a fairly well
just
adjusted
because
person.
your cousin's American doesn't mean you have to stick up.
I'm not just saying.
Your opinion doesn't count because you've got American family.
Boy, I mean, come on.
I love that. Okay, who's next? Who's got next for their rumor?
I have one.
You can also spread one.
Yes.
You can spread one that's already out. You have choices.
I misread one on the second time around, but this
do.
time I have one I wanted.
I'm loving it.
Hold on, I have to get my oi ready. Gotta
Yeah.
wind up the oi.
Because people in the town is talking.
Oi!
What?
Oh, my peak there. Sorry. Have you heard about the tea that is Lord Leopold Rafferty?
Ooh.
I mean, what kind of bloke goes around, marries 6, count them, 6 wives, 5 of them
Yeah.
dead? Or wait, was
Yeah.
it 6 wives dead and
No,
a
I
little
was
Vibrant
5
7?
dead wives and
5 dead.
And six current.
yeah,
One
yeah.
for every weekday, I might add.
Oh,
I heard he's making a game of it. He marries them, and when he's done with them, off they go.
you heard that Lord Rafferty's a brown recluse, just killing his wives left and right.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that
now
makes
little
sense.
Violet's on the chopping block if she ain't careful.
Do you
Ooh.
think maybe that poison was meant for Violet?
What if the poison was meant for Violet, and it was that you can't trust somebody like Rafferty because he's old.
Got
You think
6
he's like
wives.
innocent. Yeah.
How's he
How
been
old is
alive this
He
long?
must be. What was he? 50? He
He's
must be
got-
at least 50.
Oh, he
Oh,
looks older than that. Old. what-
He's in his 70s, are you?
Whoa, he's
70s?
70s.
What is he, a witch?
That's like a wife every couple of decades or every
Every-
couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
70. I bet that's a new record.
Oh, I don't know about all that. He
He's
killed
got to be the
5.
oldest man in the Hexhamshire.
Oh, that's how he amassed his fortune, is from all his dead wives.
Old
Just getting
wives.
racking up
Maybe
the
that's why he's
dowries.
after our
Whoa.
Violet.
That's probably why he's after. Oh,
Oh, maybe that captain's here to save her. Maybe
Wait a
Lord
minute.
Braselton knew something.
Maybe. What about this? What if Lord Rafferty killed Lord Braselton because Lord Braselton caught on to
What's
it?
he caught on?
I mean,
Wouldn't surprise
I
me.
mean, you heard what happened at the funeral, right?
Yeah, that was. Oh,
Scene. Mm.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
you,
that's-
you
I'm putting
saw,
it in there.
You saw Lord Rafferty. He was just sleeping the whole time. No
Oh,
remorse. No
no
sadness.
remorse. Yeah,
Nothing.
that was
Oh.
suspicious, wasn't it?
So
Oh,
suspicious.
All old
They've
people
been married for
are
like
suspicious.
2 years now. You think he'd at least shed a tear?
Something.
I'd
I
shed a
don't
tear.
like it. I don't
Man.
like it.
Why doesn't Violet ever return my letters?
I don't know.
Sorry, I just thought it'd be funny. If
I love it.
A townsfolk kind of
Random
on
townsfolk.
Violet.
I love it.
The
Who's
staff
next
has just
rumor?
been like getting rid of those letters for
I know, it's
years.
just- in terrible penmanship, like full fist pencil.
Oh.
down.
Yeah. It's one of you two right now.
Oh, let's see. I think I want to spread a rumor.
Please do.
So Miss Altrincham, Lady Altrincham,
Yeah,
formerly
yeah.
Miss Chumley, her
Yeah,
brother
yeah.
Charles, not Chumley, Way.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
heard, she was all set to inherit everything or something like that. She's been running the business for years, but I
Oh,
heard
yeah.
that if Charles wants it, she'll just give it to him.
Really?
I heard that, their reputation, while
Oh.
their relationship might not seem strained at times, it's actually surprisingly good.
Oh, well, that's
Oh.
nice to hear.
Wow.
Apparently, once I'm thinking it has something to do with the, now that their what was it? Not retribution's been paid off. That the restitution's
The
been paid off.
restitution, yeah.
That their
That's the word,
relationship's
that's the word.
improved.
Ooh.
She might just give him the business that she's been running all this time.
Hmm.
Ooh.
What about that husband of hers, though? He probably, I don't know. Do you think he'd go for that?
No.
So
Don't know.
Ultraman? Nah, he's too much of a soldier.
Ooh.
I don't
And
think he's
Thank his
he's-
soul for that, doing his duty.
Yes. Thank the
Thank you.
Lord, absolutely. But
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't really got the mind for the business,
Mm.
This business is
Hattie.
battlefields.
Yeah, Hattie, I mean, as much as we say about her, you can't deny she's smart.
She is smart. She's always been a smart one. Did you know she
Mhm.
said nice things about the town at that funeral?
She
I
did.
heard. I wasn't there, but I heard.
Yes, well, she did.
I
She
heard
did.
that as well.
She
Now
used to be
you-
so vengeful
She
or
did.
vindictive, but now she seems to be quite the forgiving type.
Quite mellow.
See,
She's
she-
mellowed out a
Mellowed out.
bit.
It
She's been
just
married.
goes to show you, all you
Pregnancy
need
will
to
do that to a woman.
to
Just
fix
pop out
a
a few
woman is to
kids.
get her wed.
Just
Get
get,
her
a
wed
good
and make-
husband and
Well,
pop
but
up
she's not
some-
just not
Have
Lord
them some
Rafferty
little-
because he's a murderer as
Oh,
well.
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Rafferty's a murderer.
Ooh,
I just-
Rafferty.
I
Hey
just
there,
keep
Simon.
imagining these ones just sitting at
Aye.
the tavern. Just,
Yes.
It's the
Yes.
same group of people
It's the same
Yep.
group.
in the corner that
And they
everyone
all
else
like work at
avoids.
these various estates. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
they're all
no,
just
Yeah,
like
it's not in the
yeah.
corner. It's the main
The middle.
table.
That's how
which
the
is where
rumors
everyone
spread.
else
Oh, yeah, that
hears
makes
about it.
sense.
Yeah.
just getting drunker and drunker, and their voices keep getting louder and louder.
Simon. What have you heard then?
Boy, give me a moment. I need to remember.
Because I want to know what you've heard.
Well, it's because I'm wondering if I'm spreading a thing or if
I
I'm
don't
just.
know.
Oh, I know what your problem
my,
is. Hey,
my freaking accent is all over the place.
Yes.
Love
my
it.
man over
I'm
here
here
needs a
for it.
refill.
That's right. Get him a nail.
Yeah, he needs to hear more people speak with British accents for a while. Let me
Helga,
see.
Can you bring us some bread too, please, Helga?
Yeah, just. Oh, I will do that. There. Yes, I will. Thank you.
Thank
By the
very
way,
much.
which one of us is covering the tab tonight? I think it's your turn.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I did
It
it
was
last
my
week,
turn
not
last-
me.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
so
I did it
did it
last
last
night.
week.
Oh, no, yes, no, not it.
No.
Oh.
Ah, it's him.
Simon, it's you.
Okay. I think. Oh God. Wait. I wanted to do something about the writing that was inside the coffin.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
That's
Mhm.
a juicy
Yeah,
topic.
yeah.
Mhm,
What
mhm.
about that writing
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
inside the coffin?
Because I heard there was writing in there. I don't
Mm.
read
I
so
saw
well.
it with my own eyes. I was at the
Did you
funeral.
really?
I heard,
Oh.
it was actual blood.
Ooh.
Oh my God. We're in 1816, right?
We
Yes,
are.
we
That's
are.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
The year
Boy,
of our Lord.
it's not a wasting disease that the good Lord Brazelton died
No.
of.
No.
Well, in fact, I don't think he's dead at all.
What?
Well, I think what's the better way to just hide all of his misdeed than to pretend he's dead? No, I think Lord Brazelton is still quite up and about. That's Canadian.
Loved it.
It's
I
fine,
think
it's fine.
I think Lord Brazelton might be one of them. What you call them? The vampires.
What do you think? No.
Vampires.
No.
A vampire here.
I mean,
In
so
in
my
Hexhamshire, Barden's
look, my cousin's sister
Yeah.
was at the funeral. She's the one that took that weird person from America out
Ooh.
to like one of them estates, and she glimpsed inside the coffin right before she left with them. And
He moved.
the man was still breathing.
No.
No.
She saw, swear to God and my mom that she saw his breast just rise and fall.
We're still breathing.
That's so
But how
terrible.
could he do that with all those people there?
Well, I think he just tried to keep it in, you know.
That's probably why they had
In
the
the
blanket
ruckus.
over it. Where they, probably
And
had the
then
whole
they covered
thing.
it up so quick. I mean, it wasn't very long open.
And he just got
So-
bored and he wrote in his own coffin, maybe. Oh,
you think
I
he
gotta
did it
go get me
himself?
some garlic.
Ooh, to go and throw people's scent
We should
off.
we should
Wow.
we should go to the vicar and get some holy water.
Yes, we should.
You've always had a
Oh,
good head for this.
Aye. Or maybe chop his head off. Maybe we ought to unearth them, and then just
I've heard
You mean go traipsing into the graveyard late at night with shovels?
If he's a vampire, do you want him getting out on his own and running around?
No,
I think we have
no.
to.
I don't
We
even know if
have
you
to
could
for the
actually
town.
get his body, because I heard they removed their body, perhaps. So we can't even look at it. Ooh. But
an empty coffin.
probably.
I mean, there's only one way to find out now, isn't it?
Oi,
I think we're gonna have to
yeah.
go to the graveyard tonight after.
yeah, I'll bring wine. Look,
Oh.
Good
I
man.
heard
So
a
we need a
rumor.
lot of wine. I heard
A lot
Um,
of it.
You heard a rumor.
Hell's
I
vampires.
did. I heard a rumor. It's real bad, though.
Oh dear. What
Oh.
kind of rumor did you hear?
Was it too
Uh,
scandalous?
It's too scandalous. It's about
Oh,
it's about the restitution. It's about the shipwreck. I heard
Go on.
that there's evidence. All right. Simon, remember when you said about Lord Brazelton and his misdeeds, remember?
Why does my NPC has to have my name?
Well,
What kind of bullshit is that?
Well, I'm sorry, Samuel.
My name's
pardon me.
Patrick O'Iron.
Patrick O'Hara. Look, remember when you said that Lord Brazelton was covering up his misdeeds, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I said that like 5 minutes ago. You daft.
No, but I was just reminding you, because sometimes you drink about a bunch. Look, listen.
Well,
You know what I
I
said,
haven't
Evan?
drunk enough tonight, obviously, because I keep mistaking my fucking up my accent.
We
So,
can
you
fix
know,
that. Another round.
Another round.
I
Listen,
need to be drunker, don't you know?
You're playing the tab tonight, so you can be as drunk as you want.
that's right. Listen, I'm telling you, I heard that there's evidence proving that it was Lord Brazelton, the High Sheriff himself, that actually did those misdeeds that are being blamed on the Chumleys.
not
That
the
there's-
Chumleys.
You know, seriously, that actually Lord Brazelton was the nefarious one, and that there's evidence to prove it hidden in the Brazelton estate. That's what I heard.
But that's just all nonsense
Hmm.
from that kid from the Chumley estate. That the son, right?
Yeah, well, but what if he's not wrong, though?
He does seem a bit touched in the head. Can we really believe what he's saying?
Yeah.
Well, somebody should go and search. They should go and get.
I mean,
I'd get the High Sheriff to do it, but High Sheriff's dead. Whoever
What
the
if-
new High
We need a
Sheriff
new
is.
high sheriff.
We do. I wonder who it's gonna.
Mm.
I hope it's. Lord
Maybe I should
Jones.
run. I think I do a good job.
Yeah, I think
I
you.
think-
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but you're
should
not
run.
a lord, though.
You should. Oh, you're not a lord, though. You know, Sir Altringham wouldn't be a bad choice.
Maybe not.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe
he was.
Violet.
He
He
was
is a
in the
knight,
war.
and he is a knight. Absolutely.
He is a
That's
knight.
true.
it could be.
Great sheriffs.
I'm going to write this down. Lord Brazelton has proof that the Brazeltons the Brazeltons did the misdeeds around the shipwreck,
I mean,
and also framed the Chumleys.
Oh,
Mm, mm.
And by the
Oh.
way, we got to go in reverse order now, and I'm just going to spread that rumor.
oh,
Just so you know. Mhm.
love it.
There you go. I'm going to spread that one. And if we go backwards, that means Patrick, that's you.
oh, yeah. I think, do I want to stick with the one that I don't want to spread that one necessarily right away. Yeah, no, I think I got it.
Well, tell me.
So if indeed Lord Brazelton is the one behind all the misdeeds around the shipwrecks and everything,
Well, maybe also a vampire. Yeah.
don't you? Well, wouldn't you think that Lord Chumley, he offed Lord Chumley because he knew that Lord Chumley was after him?
Oh.
I think Lord Chumley knew he was a vampire.
So I'm thinking everyone that Brazelton had a peeve against was probably just someone who knew a little too much. Now my question is, and here's my my rumor and my scandal.
I'm ready.
Mhm.
Wouldn't that make his daughter also a vampire? Maybe she's
Oh.
working to, off everyone that has
Yeah.
ever cast a doubt on Lord Brazelton. What about
Right.
Lord Rafferty?
Wait
What
a
if
minute.
what if good old Rafferty he's gonna get killed?
What if
Ooh,
Lord
the other way
Rafferty's
around.
actually a vampire slayer?
could be.
No, but what if it's the opposite? What if it's the opposite than we thought? Lord Rafferty's not going to off little Miss Brazelton. Little Miss Brazelton's the Black Widow, working
What if
for a
she's gonna-
vampire die.
Oh,
I don't know. It seems we're going into a bit of fantasy.
Well, I don't know
I mean,
about that,
I've
though.
had quite a few drinks
We
already.
have had a lot of drinks. This is
because
But
Yeah.
you know,
7.
listen, if there are secrets in that estate, Lady Violet's got to know about it.
oh,
Because
could she
she's the
not?
lady
It's,
now.
it's her estate.
and I saw a distinct lack of crosses in her morning wear today.
Also, I think her crying was a little bit like crocodile tears.
It was a bit much.
Oh yeah, might have
Oh,
been.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you only
I mean-
cry that much if you know your dad's not really dead. That's what I
Right.
heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when my dad died, I just suppressed it internally, and I refused to cry since.
Good
Yeah.
Well,
choice.
that's
Perfectly
because you're
healthy
a,
for an Englishman.
Well,
that's
the thing is,
because
she
you're a
is
strong man.
She is a
She's
woman,
a frail
though.
woman. Yeah,
Women do
Yes.
cry a lot more.
That's
they're
true.
all emotional.
That's true.
Very true.
That's
Very
true.
prone to all sorts of things.
Mm.
Please do
Very
not clip that out of.
No.
Oh, God, no.
And then the next one is. Wait, who's the next one? We are going in reverse order.
Uh,
It'd be
I
five
think
wives.
I think it was mine.
You'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because I spread the rumor about
I was going to spread a rumor,
Nice.
but
Do
no,
it.
I want to make a new rumor.
Oh,
Do
love
it.
Because
it.
I just thought everything's a little too happy, and then we need a bit of gritty realism in this game.
Oof.
So, well, between vampires and lights, it's a nice distraction. My, I heard
What?
my nephew just started a farm down south. Good kid.
Oh, great kid.
Good.
Got a little lady he's doting on. So, but he's been telling me that he's been hearing reports, from when he was up at school that
Oh, yeah?
some kind of newfangled spangled things about the weather and such. And I don't know. For they're saying that when the harvest is not going to be good this year,
Whoa.
perhaps not even the next. He's telling me that I should be saving up and stocking up because there may be a
Stocking?
famine coming.
A famine.
Ooh.
We haven't
no,
had one of
famine.
those in years. It's because of these damn vampires.
They be taking the water.
We should be stocking up on all the garlic.
That's right.
Garlic
Ooh.
flowers.
Yes.
Famine might be on its way.
Keep
I like
your
it.
escapes.
I like it.
Oh,
Which I think leads us to you there, Bertha.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you,
Okay.
Bertha. I see you up there.
me. Yes.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I also heard that Lord Rafferty killed his 5 wives, though.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you
I
hear
heard
it?
that. I did hear
Did
that.
hear
actually.
about it.
I
And did you
heard
hear the
that.
last one? Fell down the staircase.
Oh, really?
Oh, fell
Oh,
down the
Fell
staircase.
down a staircase.
Wait a minute. Wasn't she like only
right
22?
after they moved to a 3-story manor.
3 stories.
3 staircases to fall down, possibly.
Whoa.
It just seems, and it
That
was
sounds a
at
bit
his
planned.
insistence. I think he's in his
Sounds a bit
70s. You
planned.
think he wants to climb all those?
No.
No.
Also, I mean, why has he been? I heard he's been traveling all over the country marrying rich women.
I mean, all sorts of places. York, Bath.
Well, that's what I
London.
heard too. Yeah, no, I don't like it at all.
And now it's come to our little town. It's taking our Violet away from us.
Death has come to our town.
Because of these damn vampires.
We need a new Lord High Sheriff.
You're really stuck on these
Fast.
vampires.
I mean, it's 1816.
Yeah.
Like the novel is going to come out in 4 years, so I don't know where the
I should write a book.
Well, the
about
novel,
this,
the Dracula
vampires
comes out
and the
much
like.
later.
Yeah,
no, but
Dracula's-
the original,
The
the
original.
Irish original,
Yeah.
Yes.
the
And then
vampire
we
with
get,
a Y.
We get the Penny Dreadfuls in about another 20 years, which those were
Yeah.
whew, hot.
And I think Carmilla isn't
Mhm.
before another
I think
couple of.
the next big one we get
Carmilla's
after
in
that-
50 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the next one we get is Varney of London and the Penny Dreadfuls in the 1840s. Those are fun.
I do. Please, I've got to turn over to you now. There, Mary.
Mary.
Bertha and
Yeah,
Mary.
sure.
Bertha and Mary. You'd say, do we have a name for your villager?
Oh, I guess not. I thought we were just doing our actual
Tomothy.
names for fun, but then we started
Tomothy.
making
Tomothy.
Tomothy. Yes, Tomothy.
Timothy, I think you might be right about that famine.
Please, Tomothy was my father. Please call me Tomothy Jr.
Sorry, Timothy Jr. I forget every time. You know, my friend over on the west, you know, down southwest a bit.
Oh, and that little shack over there.
Yeah, the little shack. They've had some issues growing, you know, some of the soil. It's not right.
I heard
It's
a
not
terrible
right.
turnip
It's
harvest.
soil. What's right about it?
I don't know. They just can't grow anything. Something's not right with the soil. I think
It's
you
no
might be
good.
right. Might be right about that famine.
Well, what are we going to do for food?
I tell you what, though, if something's out there with soil and it's perhaps not natural, that means, well, what they said in that coffin, revenge and betrayal. We've got to find out the betrayer. And then
If they are vampires, famine won't bother them because they'll just be.
They lit.
Yes.
when
Where the crop?
when someone becomes a vampire, they go under the ground, right? Maybe the vampire bodies are tainting the dirt.
You know what?
Oh.
I'm going to rip up my whole crop and I'm going to start planting garlic right now.
Yep.
Ooh, it's a good
Oh,
idea.
I think, yeah, screw the coming famine. Let's just
That's a
rip
good idea.
everything and plant garlic.
It's my 5 acres. I can choose what I want to do with it.
Actually, you
might
can't.
want
but
so-
you know,
Yeah, you really can't.
I know
No,
you
I-
can. It's you.
but your
So here's
personal
the thing.
garden. Old
Here's the
garlic.
thing that we've got to go and do our last bit of thing here.
Garlic window
As it
box.
says, Roland will lead a life of quiet creativity in remote region after coming to terms with what happened with his former career. That was fading, and now it's faded. That
I mean, he's dead. So
that rumor's
He
gone.
is
Yeah,
dead.
Roland's dead.
It's
dead.
true. Now,
Dead.
Roland and Harry were having a secret affair. That's fading, but it's not
Okay.
faded yet. One of the actors that got blackmailed dirt on Lord Brazelton. Well, that's faded. That one's gone. What else we got there? Oh, Jenny's mother is Countess Jill. That's faded. That's just gone now. It's out.
we don't want to do that to Jenny.
Don't have to worry about that.
No one wanted to do it to Jenny. They were like, no, not Jenny.
Charles Way will never marry. That's fading.
Oh,
Hattie will inherit the family business is fading. You know, our Violet will not marry Lord Giles. That is now fading, but it's not faded yet. Violet will live up to her family's reputation as the Lady Brazelton, dedicated to managing the household. That is now fading. The captain was heard lurking around the Brazelton estate about to murder the Lord Rafferty, but got, you know, Lord Brazelton instead. That's fading. Lord Brazelton isn't dead at all. He's a vampire hiding his misdeeds. That's fading.
Wait, didn't we create these just now?
Yep, but you didn't spread them.
Oh, so we create
Yeah.
them, but we don't spread. They're automatically fading.
But that we still have one more chance to go and get them, to get
pull
them
them
out
out
there.
from fading and put them into spread.
Yes, because once you spread them, then they stop fading.
Mhm.
And then also Lady Violet's accomplished her dad's misdeeds, I heard. Maybe also vampire. That's now fading.
I like all the. It's fitting that all the
Fading.
vampire rumors instantly fade real quick. I just think that's funny.
Yeah, because it's like it's the hysteria around the coffin
Yes.
and the
Well,
funeral,
you get
and then
hysterical. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's so fitting. I love it.
but I will say this: we do have. They won't actually go until after the next rumor and scan, which means they might be
Mhm.
spread. They
That's
could
true.
be spread. Is all I'm
It's true.
saying.
If we see any vampiric nature,
That's right. And we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3. Let me go and take this one out. That one's done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rumors that can be used as resolve tokens.
Roland and Hattie wasn't spread. That one should be gone. That one should be faded.
Yes, that one's faded. Faded. It's gone.
Yep.
It's finished. That's it.
Yep.
Done. But for the future, note that the Elder Chumley sank the ship on purpose. Kill a number of townspeople can still be used. As the hidden away wealth to avoid paying restitution, that can still be used to ruin somebody's day. Violet gifted the Chumley estate to a troupe of actors the day after the anniversary of the father's death, can still be used. As will Hattie will be okay relinquishing the business if Charles wants it. And Lord Rafferty killed his 5 wives and is aiming to off Violet and take her money. And he killed Lord Brazelton. And that the estate has proof that the Brazeltons did the misdeeds around the shipwreck and framed the Chumleys, as well as the harvest not being good this year. And with that, we have one last thing to do to finish this first half of this cycle. letter writing. Yeah. So, 2. You can write a letter, write a journal, have a nightmare or dream, or have a weather interlude.
What the fuck you talking about, Jim? I think you've been drinking too much.
Probably have done. Sorry, that's right. But I'm a doctor, not a... Wait, no. If I'm Jim, I'm a captain, not a doctor. What? Just put me right down in there. Epistolary?
Mm.
I
And remember, you
would
can
like
always
to
spend a
have-
resolve token to request a letter.
I would like to have a nightmare.
I would love
Ooh.
it. Please.
So,
What a phrase.
right,
Yes.
just give me all the nightmares. No,
Yes.
so the night of the funeral, after
Yes.
all of this nonsense has happened, Highlight? What?
Violet?
I was trying to say Hattie and Violet at the same time, and it came out as
Pilot.
Highlight.
It's our ship name.
Yep, yep. I love it. Hattie learned all this information about Violet, all this information about this random American that's apparently here. The inspector's here, the doctor, we're thinking it might be poison, all this. It's going pretty crazy right now. And of course, now there are these rumors about, possible vampires. What? Yeah.
I know.
I heard faint whispers of that. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it too.
Yeah, it's weird. So Hattie goes and she makes sure Jenny is tucked in and good and ready for bed, and then she goes and checks on Oscar and Samuel and makes sure they're good to go. And then she will go to bed. Leslie's not in bed yet because he's got some business to attend to. And she falls asleep really easily, but around like 3:00 in the morning, she has this dream where she wakes up and she goes downstairs into the kitchen to start making some tea. And she, she's sitting there and she does her splash of cream and 2 sugars, and she just sitting there by herself, just drinking. And there's a knock on the back door. And she gets up and goes and opens it, and Violet's there. And she's like, "Oh, come on in, Violet, have some tea with me." And so they sit down and they have tea and they're chatting and it's nice and everything's good to go. And then Hattie gets up for a moment to go check on something. She heard like a noise from the boys' room or something. And she comes back and they continue. They start having, the tea, and she pulls some biscuits from the earlier, dessert kind of thing. And then it starts getting a little hard to breathe. It's like my throat, it's constricted, and I can't. And I reach for Violet to like get some help, and there's just this dark, sinister, no, not vampire.
Okay.
just this dark, sinister look in Violet's eyes. And as Hattie's dying, Violet says, "I've never liked you anyway." And then I wake up and just like a small like scream, and it wakes up Leslie, and like he's like, what? But yeah, that's my nightmare.
I love it. I love it. Who's next?
Got so distracted. I forgot to read what our options were again.
I might have one.
Write a letter, get a letter. Journal entry, weather interlude, nightmare.
Oh, it's going to be a nightmare.
Okay, I'm loving it. I'm ready.
And it's always the same thing. Roland has a fairly hefty bouquet of roses. And he's walking up to the Brazelton estate. And then it, cuts to him walking in a corridor of the Brazelton estate, because you know how dreams are.
Yes.
Yes. And at the end of the corridor, there's an open door. And sitting by the window, there's a storm outside. Of course, there's a storm. But sitting by the window, reading a book, is lovelorn and sad Lady Brazelton. And she turns, and as she hears the footsteps of Roland, and she turns to see him. But the moment she sees him, she like trips, even though she was sitting, and sort of falls, breaks the window, and begins to fall off. And
Oh no!
Roland runs
Oh no!
to get to her, but the corridor just keeps stretching
No.
and stretching. And regardless of what he does, he can never get there. And when he wakes up, the thorns of the roses that he was carrying in his uninjured arm that were, prickling the inside of his hand were actually his nails digging into the palm of his hand.
I have a question.
And
about
he
that
has
nightmare.
he has this nightmare about 3 times during the same night.
Let me ask you a question about that nightmare.
Yes.
When you're running to get to her and she's
Mhm.
falling through the window because she fell,
Mhm.
do you hear the laugh of Lord Rafferty echoing in the background?
No, because he's never heard it.
Nice.
He has no idea she's
Yeah.
married right now.
Well, Leslie said that she was.
Yeah, but I mean,
What does that mean?
that's it. It was
Yeah.
one sentence.
Yeah.
It did have an impact.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he can never get to her.
Right.
Yes. But he doesn't know who Lord
Yes.
Rafferty is
Yes.
exactly or
Yeah.
what it is. If anything, if he would have heard a voice, it would have been Hattie's voice. But it doesn't fit in the nightmare.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay. Who's next?
I have a weather interlude, I believe.
I'm ready for it.
I think it's going to be dusk. I think
Dusk, which is simple joys. Oh no, sorry.
No.
Dusk is things that will never be. Go ahead.
So I think she's calmed down a bit. She's still quite upset, and I think she cries a little more than necessary just to try to just to be alone to a certain
Yes.
extent. But she does realize she needs to go through her father's office and go through all the papers, old correspondence, see what's still relevant, see what needs to be kept on file. And I think she finds, since he said there was correspondence, I think she finds some letters from Captain John W. James.
Ooh, that I feel like is a resolve token, my friend.
I'll spend it. Combine
Simon, do you accept
receiving
this
a
resolve
letter
token?
with a dusk
Um,
weather interlude.
I mean, yes.
Okay.
I'm rarely going to say no.
I mean, but you can always say yes, but.
Well, yes, but I want to hear what you have to like. What is it you have in mind?
Yes.
And then I'll see if I can't like just mess it up further.
Okay. So spent that resolve token.
Simon, take it.
I don't think she's ever been told about these letters.
Oh yeah, no, never.
And so, depending on their contents, they're gonna come as a bit of a shock. Like, oh, maybe she had a third option, but her dad never
Died.
said anything about it.
Because he wasted away mysteriously.
Well, she got married before that,
Yeah.
But he didn't say anything about it to postpone the wedding or, just some curiosities. Who is this Captain John W. James?
And
what did he write about? What are the contents of some of these letters?
can I add a thing?
I'd love to.
So it's about the letters are about at first the captain just getting in touch with Lord Brazelton, and then the captain saying how he's met Violet a few years ago, sort of using the same vague situations that
She was in London.
How she met Roland and all that, but it's too vague for you to. I don't want her to know right away.
Because she met a lot of people in London for years, about 6 years ago, 7 years ago now. Yeah.
But the thing is, your father never told you about them not because he wanted to like hide it or like marry you like an arranged marriage or whatever to like a perfect stranger, but because he was going to refuse the captain. And he just kept the letters as like sort of proof or something to like, and he intended to maybe burn them at some point and he didn't, but nowhere is it written that, someone had a good question in chat. Yes, the handwriting is disguised. But nowhere is it written that your father did not intend for you to marry. Like, he didn't want this to go through. So Violet can think what she wants, but it looks
she's
like
going to be confused.
Yeah.
Because he never mentioned any of this, yet these letters seem pretty... There's some substance here.
Would you like a resolve token?
Ooh.
Dear
Whatever
Violet?
for.
Well, you're searching through your dad's stuff, right?
I am.
I would like to spend one of Dead Chumley's his second resolve token.
Uh-huh.
We'll just call him Dead Chumley.
Dead Chumley. Sorry.
I would like to spend his resolve token, if you don't mind, for you to find something else within your father's papers.
Sure, let's find all the stuff in my dad's papers.
And also evidence that perhaps his study had been broken into.
Ooh, okay.
You know what you find?
What do I find?
You find life insurance policies taken out on the people who were who worked on that ship that was sunk. That's in your father's paperwork, which makes it look like he actually cashed out all that. There's only one, but it looks like your father cashed out all that life insurance and he took the money.
That's interesting because she did a lot of finances for the Chumley estate thing, and this hasn't come up. No. And there's evidence that this office has been broken into. Is someone trying to frame my father post-mortem? There was that writing on the coffin. That's pretty sus.
But here's the thing. Right now, it's in your father's papers. And you did all those finances for the Chumleys, and they never got that money. So that money didn't show up in their coffers. So maybe your dad did do it, or maybe somebody's trying to frame him. It's unclear, but you know what? If somebody found this, it would look real bad.
Yeah, that's going in the bosom. That's some bosom paperwork right there.
The most protected spot in the realm.
Yes. That's some bosom paperwork. The bosom paper pocket. And she's going to make a note to very thoroughly comb the finances for the past 20 years.
Okay. By the way, I just want to point out that if anybody wanted to spend a resolve token to know that that piece of evidence was there, they can certainly ask to do so. If anybody wanted to, just noting it.
Not yet.
Yeah, Inspector Gridley will, though. He would like to spend a resolve token to have seen you hide this evidence.
What is he stalking me through the window? It's so creepy.
Yes.
I did tell him to keep an eye on you.
You did, yeah.
Will you accept that resolve token?
Oh, no. I'm not going to.
Refusal.
Okay.
Refuse.
All right. Okay.
I already have enough. I'm good.
All right. Okay. All right.
No, this already looks very sus. I'm not going to make it
It does, doesn't it?
So, no.
It looks real sus.
It looks real bad. He's
does.
not going to know about my bosom paper pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He had to sneeze when I stashed that. Looking through his binoculars, and he's like, and then by the time he looked, it was already in the bosom paper pocket.
Fair. Don't worry, I'll get you later.
I'm sure you will, but not this time.
Not this time. We have one from Charles, or one of the people that you play.
Yes, Charles will write a letter.
Ooh.
It starts off very conversationally, kind of updating about his progress. Work's been great. Hattie's been great. Things are happening. I still think I hear voices, and I know they're there, but sometimes I wonder. And also, just the town's mood is getting dour. I don't know if it's ill omens to come, but perhaps I should be ready. After all, I am now in charge of the business, though with Hattie's counsel, I have the years of experience on my side. Bless her heart and bless her in advanced age. Still, I think it's finally time to put an end to certain chapters of lives. This will be my final letter to you. It probably should have come sooner, but you know me, I have a hard time letting go. Still, I wish you nothing but the best. from your dearest.
Who is this letter being sent to?
As he folds up the letter and walks towards the fireplace, you see as he tosses it in, as the fire burns the letter up, the kind of warps the paper and it flips the top section so you can see it's addressed to Roland.
I love it.
So that's effectively Charles officially putting.
You know, a resolve token could get that letter saved, and in somebody else's hand.
Of course. But that's like the dramatic, like I toss it into the fire.
Yeah, I know. I just want to know if somebody wants that spend that resolve token to get that letter.
Someone who might be staying at his house.
Yeah, I will spend the resolve token for that.
Do you accept it? Do you accept it?
That's a personal letter. You're committing a no, I'm kidding.
Apparently, he's
course.
already
I'm impersonating, yeah, and I'm
You've broken so
impersonating
many
enough an
laws.
official. What was a quick summary of the letter again?
It's honestly just like an update of Charles's life. He's learning the business, how Hattie's been teaching him, that his daughter's healthy and he's happy about that. Also, some like recent history of the town, like people are saying things, and definitely mentions the I'm talking to my dead father, which to him is completely normal. And Hattie has told him that to stop talking about it. So you would know that Charles believes he's talking to his dead father.
I think though I will not be able to get the full letter. It's just won't have burnt out completely.
You can catch the bits that you want.
And I think I've noted down some of the things so Simon remembers, but Roland might suddenly be very, very concerned about your state of mind.
What? I'm fine.
Trade those resolve tokens, my friend. Trade them.
Take my resolve token.
Yep, already did. Now I'm at 4.
Nice.
And now you get your second one before we end our show.
Violet's going to write a letter
Mm.
to her best friend Harriet.
Oh.
She's going to write a letter requesting that Hattie, saying, I know you're very busy teaching Charles the business and with Leslie and your two wonderfully charming boys. But that your presence would be a great comfort in this time, as comfort has been lacking lately, it would seem. And also, I found evidence that perhaps my father's study has been broken into, and I am a bit unsettled. You haven't told me that poison is suspected yet, but I'm going to message that I found evidence that his study's been broken into, and I'm very concerned, especially how there's been certain rumors around town, and would love the presence of your company, not for tea. She'll say for lunch. She'll say for lunch sometime, because lunch is a nice casual. Your loving friend, Violet.
Because I don't want to risk it, I would like to offer a resolve token to have this letter not be intercepted by anyone.
Well, you don't have to do it until somebody says they want to intercept it.
No, I'll take it. I'll intercept the letter. I'll be honest. I was reading chats. Like, I actually don't know what I'm intercepting. I just heard that Hattie doesn't want me to learn about it.
No, yeah.
Unless somebody wants to intercept it, you don't have to spend a resolve token for it. It'll just come to you.
Because I also know that somebody's been reading my mail.
Yes, they have been.
Oh, so it's more against that measure.
Yeah,
Nosy Brothers.
But they'd have to spend a resolve token to read your mail.
Okay. Then I won't use that resolve token. But she will accept and set up essentially the next day.
Which would be our visitations for the next cycle.
Yeah.
That's one. What's our next?
I have a journal entry I would like to write.
Please.
Ooh.
For Lord Leopold.
Oh! This is our first NPC, like big. Yes.
I can't handle it.
I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
So, oh god, I gotta get into the old man mindset. Dearest Veronica, It has been this is just his like journal. He's not writing a letter or anything.
Yeah.
It has been so very many years since we were wed so happily back in our youth.
Are all of his journal entries just letters to his previous dead wives? I'm sorry. Is that
to the first one?
the first one?
Just
Ooh.
the first one, the one that matters.
Just the one
Veronica,
that mattered.
okay.
Yes, Veronica.
His
Yes.
love. Oh, I'm so into it.
Yes. You know, I've told you about my previous wives and the great strain they have put on me and their hysterics, and this latest one, I think I've made a mistake. She just I understand her father died, but let's be honest, he was a bit of a wet rag, and he's just there was nothing interesting about him. She's been crying for so long, and she just won't stop. It's Veronica. It's driving me insane. I might have to do something about it soon, and offer her comfort. Oh,
Tea?
I just days like this make me wish that you had never passed. Yours forever, Lord Leopold Rafferty.
Mhm.
And that is his journal.
Sounded like a good old man name.
Yeah. We've got 2 more people who have options, and I still have mine as well.
I'd like to request a letter.
Yes,
Ooh.
play that resolve token and request the letter.
I would love to receive a letter from Lord Brazelton.
Oh, Lord Brazelton will take that resolve token.
Whether it was posthumous, said
Oh, no,
before he
you're right.
died, or if he's still alive, or I'll leave that up to you. I just want a
Yes.
letter.
There
because
was
I
a
think
whole
that'd be fun.
funeral.
Nugget, dead Lord Brazelton now has 3 resolve tokens, just so you know it.
Okay, great.
I love how we can use resolve tokens posthumously.
Yes, you can, because
Yeah.
you could have written letters before you died.
Yeah.
You could have done stuff.
How many tokens does it take to rise as a vampire, though?
I feel like that's a fortune token, is what I think that is.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah,
You
switch
can't get fortune
backgrounds.
tokens.
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh.
But remember, you can spend your fortune tokens to switch backgrounds for your minor characters as well.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm switching my background to Abraham Van Helsing. I'm not taking a chance anymore.
When famine grips the land and vampires walk the night.
Oh.
Saying.
Uh,
Nugget, that's you. You must write a letter from Lord Brazelton.
Oh,
To
there's so
Charles.
many juicy things he was involved in. Or he could be a vampire. It's your
Or
choice,
he
really.
could be-
You could make vampires canon right now, Hattie.
I could.
I will let you know, Lord Brazelton was the Lord High Sheriff for the entire sort of duchy, for the entire Northumbria. So he knows all the crimey stuff.
Oh,
Mhm.
It was. Okay.
Oof.
maybe he was being
How-
blackmailed. Maybe he was.
How do I want to play this? Let's see.
I know.
They did just pay all their restitution.
They
Mhm.
did. They did.
Mhm.
Was he a good person, an evil person? Is he dead? Is he
I-
not dead?
I
It was
imagine.
it was the Brazeltons
yeah.
who paid that restitution because
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
But he
They
was
didn't
he
have
was,
it, yeah.
partially in charge of making sure it was
Yeah.
paid. So
Did he free our
Um,
father, who supposedly died in prison?
ooh.
right?
And
Yeah,
just
how
told him to
connected are
flee in the
they?
night?
Yeah.
There's so many
all
options here.
questions.
Honestly, he has the most power and the most secrets attached to
I-
him. Like you have a wild card here.
I know. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Okay.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
so excited.
So
Let's hear
okay.
it.
So Charles Chumley, the youngest one.
Not my name, but okay.
He considers you a Chumley.
Yeah, he
That's not
does.
my name.
Yeah.
My name is not Susan.
Um,
Whatever the song goes,
I feel and it's written in like a very weak,
Ooh.
shaky penmanship, like last days kind of
Mm.
penmanship. I feel that my time in this world is coming to a close, and there are some things that I must let you know. When your father did those horrible, horrible things that he did, he like underlines it. little suspicious, but he underlines it. I was devastated. He was my absolute best friend. I thought he was a man of good, strong morals, and I had high hopes to bring you into the family one day. But as I'm writing this letter, I realized that I might have been too harsh on your father. Things were difficult during that time. As I'm writing this, I think I might be losing my mind. I see, maybe it's the fever. I keep seeing your father's face in the window, in the doorway. Just every time I turn around, it seems like he's there. And I want you to know, I've never blamed you for your father's actions. They are his, not yours. I think you are an honorable, though wild young man, which every young man should have some time of that, but eventually it is time to, and it kind of rambles a bit, and it goes, it's like the last bits of it are kind of like, what the hell are you talking about, kind of thing. And then he just signs it. What's his first name? Lord.
It's Lord.
Just Lord.
Lord.
Yeah, he signs it. He signs it, Lord Brastleton, High Sheriff.
It'd be like Rupert, Lord Rupert Brastleton.
Yeah.
Oh, Rupert's a guy.
Yeah, and it also has his official
seal. Yeah.
Seal, wax seal kind of thing on it. So
Charles.
That's the letter you get.
Charles will reads the letter, then rereads it, and reads it for the third time. As like he's always had like this kind of this. It's not this voluntary hatred for the man that shamed his family, his reputation, and put his father in chains. But a person in the throes of death writing such a thing, there's no reason for him to lie.
Yeah.
And it's like putting things into like more perspective. Like he has his reality that he's believed in, but then there's like this thing that's like, this is probably like 95% true at least. It's like,
as much as can be believed past the fever,
Yeah.
I have a journal entry from your dad. It's in your journal, Charles.
No. Spooky ghost journal entries.
I set the letter down. I open I need to write something. Ghostwriting.
Except that it's in your handwriting.
Personal ghostwriting.
And it's theoretically written by you.
Like I may have wrote in and don't remember.
Perhaps.
Yes.
Or someone's forging your handwriting.
But it could be
trying to make you think you're crazy.
Perhaps there's some gaslighting happening. But
maybe there's a little too much gaslighting in this
Look,
office.
gaslights are a bit later. I mean, we're early gaslight,
Yeah. So it says
candlelighting.
It says, my father needs me to avenge him, to get justice on the man who betrayed him. And last night I did.
This is my handwriting. This is from my pen. I don't remember writing this.
You don't.
Boy, if anyone saw this, that'd be really bad.
Yeah, it would.
I, for a second, clap the journal shut. And I look towards the fire. But then I just open up a drawer in the desk and I set the journal back inside. As for the letter, I think about showing it to Hattie. And then I fold it up. I put it next to the journal.
Simon, it's you. You're last.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, I know. So this takes place first or second night that Captain James is in town, and needing to clear his mind because there's so much happening, and he probably can't really sleep well. So this is going to be a crap.
Weather interlude.
Yeah, but I was gonna say it doesn't really work because it would have been. It's a rash action.
Oh, nice.
But it is not born out of passion or outrage.
Oh, you can still do it if it's rash. If it feels stormy, do it.
But it's going to be, it's going to be like there's a storm brewing, but it's not yet raining.
Ooh, love it.
Just walking about.
Before the storm.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. No, that works great. He's walking about at night, and he fucking hears like shuffling and laughing and like drunken revelry, but also like conspiratorial tones coming from the Brazeltons' cemetery, their family plot.
Nice.
And he walks in to see these 5 drunkards trying to dig up Lord Brazelton, and he's going to scare them away. Like shoo them away. Unfortunately, as he is standing by the now, half unearthed coffin, the inspector who had been following him around because of the rumors is like, I don't know, 30 feet behind him.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this is going to play out.
Yeah, I love it.
I think this is like a scene for next week or something.
Yeah, like I think what happens is the inspector notes it, withdraws with all sorts of notes, right?
And I like Roland will bury Lord Brazelton again.
Yeah.
I imagine there's like 4 shovels, so it seems kind
there's
of
like
weird.
4
yeah.
You just hear as we're all running away, it's the vampires!
I told you we get caught.
I don't have much blood. I don't think I can spare any.
My blood's misty.
I even bathed in garlic.
My friends, that is the end of the first half of our second cycle in 1816. I will just give you the spoiler that next week will be visitations. You all get to make some scenes of your own, some be like, let's go do some stuff. And I'm excited to find out what scenes you all want to have with who.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jim, no. Jim just gave wow.
Oh, someone please spend a resolve for the corpse we're missing?
Yes. And if no one does, I will.
Who wants to spend it?
I want to spend it. I'll do it.
But as who?
But as who?
Oh, okay.
Because you have more than one person you can spend it from.
True. Yeah. Who am I? Hold on.
Who
am I?
Lord Brazelton, Lord Rafferty, because you like old people.
Apparently.
I bet Jennifer Chumley would really benefit from
Jennifer.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it's going to be Inspector Gridley could
could
spend a resolve token.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I forgot I'm supposed to play Inspector Gridley.
You are.
Yes, do it.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So
you do it then.
the inspector will spend a resolve token. And I think it's going to be the day after he found, like he spied Roland. He goes back to because he's not going to go right into right after. So he waits, goes into the graveyard, unearth the coffin for what is apparently a third time. Yeah. The body isn't there.
Oh, I love it.
But it's neither of the 2 first groups.
My question.
Is there a message left in the coffin?
That's a good question.
Ooh.
Oh,
sorry if I interrupted you.
No. That's
a great question.
I also have something to add.
Yes.
Is this before or after we've tested for poison?
Oh.
After.
Yes,
After.
that makes sense. Because you
After.
probably would have
Yeah.
like taken the
Oh,
sample.
Okay.
is he just
Okay.
out of the coffin so we could test him for poison?
Nobody would have. He would have probably wanted to like
Yes.
double check something.
I feel like the inspector
Um,
would know if the body's
That's true,
out for
that's true.
poisoning.
Probably checked
Um,
before he got buried.
Yeah, but then why are people so interested in the
dead
coffin?
body.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something
Yeah.
in his suit that he was
Yeah.
buried in,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
and he wants to, or at
Yeah.
least maybe he wanted to move the coffin elsewhere to like
Yeah.
a mausoleum or something where
Mhm.
people wouldn't be able to
Mhm.
touch it. But as he did so, he realized, wait a second, the lid has been pried open by a crowbar,
Yeah.
and there is no body inside. And let's add, someone tried to wash away the message.
Ooh.
So we only get like a few words, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Was it
So there were
those few
3
words?
words. It was traitor, betrayer, and revenge. What do we still have
Yeah.
left?
Traitor, betrayer, revenge.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing will be revenge.
Ooh.
Nice. Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh, my friends, this is where we do our outros.
Fantastic. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll go around then and we'll say who we are, where we can find you online, and favorite moments from tonight's game. We'll start with you, Trooper, the facilitator. How was tonight for you?
Whoa. Whoa. So good. Look. Okay. So I'm Trooper SJP. By the way, that's me. Hello. And tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, you can find me on my channel with Laugh Love Lindy playing a vampire visual novel. Note it. The question, the game is like, will you kill or kiss the vampire? And I was like, oh, we'll probably kill the vampire. And Lindsay was like, I'm gonna kiss the vampire. So we're gonna find out what happens. And Friday on my channel at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing the premiere of Night's Black Agent
More
Solo with
vampires.
Jack. More vampires. That's mostly killing vampires. And then Sunday at noon Eastern, my channel, you can catch me for the part 2 of Spy Team 67, which is a good fun romp, 1960s like 60s spy show stuff. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern on Praxagora, the Smophoria's channel, you can find me with Lindy and also Simon for the finale of season 3 of The Witcher. And okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you. So Good Society normally does not do time skips. You just normally just play through, you know what I mean? You play a couple cycles, just play through. But we're doing the Emma Forget Me Not, which has time skips. And here's the thing about those time skips. They allow for people to be lurking in the background, simmering and wanting revenge for years, just waiting for their moment to get revenge. And I am so excited for how spicy all the players are being right now, how they're bringing in all of the oh my goodness. There's so much slow burn going on right now that I cannot even handle it. I just cannot handle it. I can't handle it. I
Well,
can't
since
handle
you
it.
can't
right now.
handle it, I think Simon can. How are you, Simon?
Hello, I am Simon. At Wandering DM. This is lots of fun tonight. Holy fucking shit. And Yutsai, wow.
Yes.
Man. Jesus.
MVP.
Like, yes, definitely.
You're
like if
too
we
kind, you're too
if
kind.
we had like an MVP token to give, like it's yours. That said, you can catch me. Oh my god, so many things. Okay, the first thing is tomorrow and Friday at 8:30 p.m. on my channel is a very special, the beginning of the Haunted West Serial 6, presented by Chris Spivey. This is a quarterly show, so it's going to happen in July. It's going to happen again in October, and it follows a group of paragons who are going to, I do believe, travel the entirety of the United States, fixing problems, encountering problems, meeting people, and all that fun stuff. The game tomorrow is with the core group, but as the game goes on, we'll have like recurring guests, like, that like monster of the week, then it's like guest of the week type of thing and all that. So this is our Haunted West show. And then next week, same time, same days, is Harlem Unbound.
Nice.
So we're going to have a bunch of Hepcats traveling across pretty much just Harlem and New York and encountering very, very evil monsters, which may or may not be eldritch horrors. So it's going to be lots of fun. And there's some goodies that come with the show. We're going to have like special codes for if you want to get like the books, if you want to get the PDFs, if you want to get them on Roll20, because they're now available on Roll20. Both the Haunted West book and like everything that it comes with, and also Harlem Unbound for a Call of Cthulhu. Then on Saturday, we're back with Scion. We were off last week because of the long weekend. Then we're here this week. Then on next Wednesday, I'm here. No, on Sunday. I forgot, but on Sunday, it's the finale of Witcher, I believe. Isn't it this week?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. The finale of Witcher Roads Home on Praxagorithus Mephorius channel. I set fire to a forest. Let's see what the fallout of this is.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Woo.
Just fine.
Yeah, speaking of just fine, we've got Harriet Altringham. How are you?
I'm very flattered. I'm Nuggetosaurus. I play pretty much only on this channel. You can find me here on Mondays, which we are getting, the ball rolling on our new Mondays in Exandria campaign. I have started character brainstorming.
Same.
And listen, I'm giving y'all all the knives this campaign. Like I've already got like 4, I think, and I'm still brainstorming, so it'll be great. You can also find me here on Tuesdays when we play. I think we're just doing one shots and small stuff right now.
Yes.
I
forgot I was gonna propose this, but I was thinking about running like a 4-shot because we're gonna pick up Ghost. We're gonna start Ghosts of Saltmarsh in mid-August, second half of August, and until then, I was thinking we're gonna run like a 4-shot of a high-level D&D little thing,
Ooh.
like level 15 or 17 or something.
Yes, I'll be here for that. So that's what I'll be doing on Tuesdays until August. And then you can also find me here on Wednesdays, obviously, but the occasional Saturday when we play our Aliens campaign.
Second half of August. I talked to Travis.
Yes. Second half of August is when we're kind of picking up the ball and getting back to our usual schedule, and I'm very excited. I have felt very off kilter without our usual.
I know,
schedule,
same.
So I'm so ready for it. My favorite part was Charles's letter and just the "I'm letting you go, Roland." I was like, "Oh God, thanks
he's
for
at
killing
your
me.
house.
Thanks for killing me, Yutsai. My heart can't take it." But yeah, that's me. I'm so excited for next week. I can't wait to see everything that's going on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's all.
Speaking of Yutsai, hi, you're here. What's up?
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm here. Yes, you're all very, very kind. I have a lot of great characters and material to work off,
We're just
and
honest.
I guess I just have a habit of like, how can I make this the most painful? But yes, I'm Yutsai. I am playing a game on Lindy's channel here on Wednesdays. I also might be in something that's coming up, but I don't know how much to say about that, so I will not say anything about that. But yeah, I like being in games. I like running games, learning systems. It's all good fun. You can find me at Twitter at the name under me. And well, I'll be honest, I don't say much because I usually assume people know more than me. It's a good policy for not looking dumb. But yeah. Oh, favorite moment from tonight. Just the how can we most fuck up this funeral? But is a close second. But honestly, it felt nice to let loose and everyone just be a weird English person at the taverns and start screaming at each other about the rumors we've heard.
I mean, I do want to point out that in the visitation, you get to pick scenes, and those scenes can be with anyone. I'm just saying it.
We go
That's
back
all.
to the
Grave
tavern.
robbing scenes.
Oh, we almost caught. We almost got it. We almost caught
by this captain. Oh, it was violent.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. I look forward to it.
Thank you, and I look forward to playing next. Favorite moments before I forget anything else? Oh gosh, the funeral. Like, just everyone else being so dramatic and me just being like, I'm very sad.
But by the way, I felt really bad for you because I was like, this is happening at your father's funeral. Like, this is your father's funeral.
Yes,
And there's this whole thing happening.
She was pretty close with her father.
Yeah.
And all that happened, and she's just like, I'm the very sad. And yeah, I feel like she didn't process a lot of what happened, except that she's like, this isn't how it was supposed to go. And then just more sad. So Violet had it pretty chill tonight for the most part, except someone's broken into her father's study. That's not cool. Who could it be? Hopefully she can consort with her best friend Harriet about it and get some answers, because that's very distressing, and she's already distressed. Quite distressed. She's already a bit wan, a bit pale, pallid, gaunt, perhaps.
You know what is also pallid and gaunt?
Vampires! Oh,
Vampires.
Y'all, you're like vampires, and I was like, I fucking love vampires. That's not a big secret, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, man. So yeah, I liked her vampire talk as the village folk. I want a separate like mini series with these 5 goobers just running around doing village goober life. I just want that. It's just a desire. But yeah, I liked everyone having all of the drama and Violet being like, it was great. And also Harriet with the detective. I thought that was a very good scene. And of course, Yutsai was on fire just in general tonight. And I like Captain John W. James and his very good American accent.
But also his heartbreak in the middle of the funeral.
Oh
man, that funeral.
The bottle shot. Oh, the funeral. That funeral though. I can't wait for the visitations. I'm looking forward to that. But you can follow us here at Level Lindy. Follow me. We will be on a bit of a break because I have things that need to be handled in real life. So we will not be playing next Monday or Tuesday, and Wednesday's kind of up in the air. We'll let you know if we're here playing. The answer was yes, and Trooper will be doing tech. If the answer is no, we'll just find you the week after next. Because that's just how it is sometimes. But yes, we will be starting Mondays in Exandria, our new campaign. Most likely week after next, we will have a session 0, so we'll officially begin playing on the 25th is our first episode for that new campaign, and then hopefully also the first episode of our shenanigans of maybe a high level, very short, like 4 to 6 episode. I don't even think it'd be 6. It was 4 or 5 episode, high level campaign where I have plans. Oh. They're deliciously terrible. They're tragically delicious, let's just say. So stay tuned for that. And of course, some Ghosts of Saltmarsh next month, along with getting back to Aliens, because there's a lot of shenanigans just happening in real life this summer, and people are busy, and it's like the holidays. Summer and the holidays are always just hectic. But we appreciate you showing up and watching. I appreciate you all for playing. This is absolutely delightful. And so until next time, you'll have to have fun. Play games. Bye.